Hello, hello. We should be live. How's it going, guys? All right. I'll give just a little bit of moment just to check on my stream on the on my phone just to see if the audio levels are okay. But I think we should be good. What's up, guys? It's good to see you guys all in the live chat. I see Bacon Inferno, Shadowbones14. What's up, Novice Nation? Darth Ravager. Hello, hello. Sir Towel's Kingdom. Seeing a lot of familiar names here. Great to see you guys all here. Also, Ray, Crash, MDOX. How y'all doing? What's up, guys? Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and start my live on Twitch as well. I did not stream my last stream about Ballomatic on Twitch, but since I set up the multi-streaming between Twitch and YouTube, I figured I'd also stream this on Twitch as well. But let me see how it's sounding on my... Okay, audio levels sound good. We can go ahead and get started with everything. Yo, what's up, Captain Alex? Good to see ya. All right, let me just pull up the live chat on my screen just so I have it open. Ooh, I got a little bit of lag there. Give me a second. Okay, I think we're good. I think the stream's chilling. Probably a good job with Twitch policy on LGBT stuff. Yes, I made sure to go ahead and put a label when I opened up my Twitch stream for the stream and containing sensitive content or topics involving like political sensitive topics and stuff like that. I also put like a label for LGBT. Let me go ahead and just open the Twitch stream manager on my phone here. And then we'll go ahead and begin the discussion. Yo, okay, Aiden's in my chat. What's up, Aiden, on the Twitch side of things? But I hope you guys are doing well. Sir Towel Kingdom's doing well. Before I go ahead and start the discussion, I'm going to go ahead and start a poll just to get a gauge for all of your thoughts as we go throughout the stream on the Grande Gamer. I'm going to say, is the Grande Gamer off the hook? All right, poll is live. You guys can go ahead and start voting now. But I do want to preface this stream, and I think it's very important that I mention this, that I don't wish any ill will towards Ryan, aka the Grande Gamer. I don't wish any ill will towards Ballomatic or any of these streamers, which I believe I said in my last stream as well. Of course, I made one video clowning on Ballomatic because I thought what he said was kind of ridiculous, and I made a video clowning on Grande, and I did that because I felt his affiliation and his response to what Ballomatic said, given his following on YouTube, was also kind of ridiculous. Okay, are we lagging? I think we're good. Okay, yeah, this normally doesn't happen in my streams, so I'm hoping that it will, like, calm down as we go throughout the stream. What's up, Kensa? Yeah, you said the same in both videos, but I just want to make it exceptionally clear because I could see people watching my videos or watching my streams, seeing my thumbnails, and feel like they can get that as a license to use just to attack them, constantly harass them, send threats their way, and that is never my intention with the content that I'm making. I personally think that if you have a public platform on the internet, you do open yourself up for criticism, especially when you share stuff publicly. The moment that you make a piece of information or a certain opinion that you have public on the internet, my personal belief is that that opens the floodgates for people to have their own opinions on it, to criticize it, and I think that's completely fair. I don't think it's fair to send threats. I don't think it's fair to just basically create accusations that have no evidence, that are unsubstantiated, and try to smear someone's name. But yeah, I think criticism is fair, especially because there were a lot of people that were hurt in this situation. People who affiliate themselves with the LGBTQ community. So I want to speak up for those people. As someone who wants to create a very positive and uplifting space on YouTube within the Nintendo streamer community, I think it's important that I speak up about these things. So that's the full intention of why I'm making this content. Again, you know, if I'm ever wrong in like a claim that I make or a certain criticisms that I have about a creator, I want to be the first one to correct it. I want to be the first one to clarify and try to just right any wrongs that I've done. But that's something that I've seen very little of from Ryan, Savannah, and Hunter. And that's a big reason why they've opened themselves up to even more criticism. I said when I did my last stream on Ballomatic, and he had that whole closing moment when I had content creators in the voice chat and I ended off the stream, I said that I didn't want to make any more content about Ballomatic because any more content would just, in my opinion, feel like I'm just milking it. I'm trying to get clout off of it, and it just would eventually turn into harassment. I didn't say anything about the Grande Gamer, and I didn't plan to make anything about the Grande Gamer until he came back. And it wasn't the fact that he just decided to push the live button and go live on YouTube. It was how he came back. It's, you know, there were like a lot of these criticisms and a lot of stuff that was going on, and the way that he responded was he said he was quitting YouTube. It was too much for him, and he pretty much said that, oh my goodness, why is it lagging so much? That's so strange. Let me see. I'm gonna see if I could like close some stuff and see if that helps, because I swear I've been doing the same thing. Like, this is the same PC, the same type of stream that I've been doing for weeks, and it hasn't lagged like this. And now it just decides to lag on me. So I'm gonna try closing some tabs, and maybe that'll help. Yeah. Okay, I closed some tabs, so I'm thinking that that should help with the stream a little bit. But, yeah, exactly what I was saying. He went live, and it wasn't the fact that he went live, it was that he went live a month after saying that he was quitting YouTube. This was too much for him. He's gonna, you know, he's gonna be to himself. He doesn't want to be involved in this anymore. But he went live, and he started out the stream. Okay, I'll go ahead and just show a little bit of the stream, and part of, like, what triggered me to want to make a video about this, because I really didn't feel like it was right, and I feel like he had a little bit of an attitude about it coming back into streaming, and I was like what's this about? And, you know, and it felt like he was just trying to dodge everything, and it didn't feel right. It was the way he came back. He didn't clarify anything. He didn't say, hey, I understand there was a contradiction in my upload about, I said I supported what Hunter said, but I also said that I support the LGBTQ community, which makes absolutely no sense because those two things don't go together, saying that people who are LGBTQ are broken, they need help, that I really want to shame them, I'm tempted to shame them. Like, saying that versus supporting the LGBTQ community, it doesn't correlate. It doesn't correlate. And so, let's just go to the beginning of the stream here. So I want to keep this, so 2 hours, 28 minutes, and 52 seconds in. I want to go to that timestamp because that's when I showed up in his live chat and I started asking him a little bit more. But let's try to find what the beginning of the stream is here. Ooh, okay. Oh, also, let me turn off the Nintendo music so you guys can hear better. That's so weird. Okay. Let me turn up the desktop audio a little bit so it's a little bit louder as well. See if it'll play for me.
I forget how to do things.
Oh yeah.
Stopwatch. Okay.
Okay, I didn't have it. I didn't have my headphones on. But it's lagging. I don't know why my PC's lagging so much. Okay. He's starting a stream, but the way he starts it, and I put this in my YouTube short as well. I didn't include this in my video, but I just felt like the way that he entered his stream just came across as just very arrogant and very dismissive of everything. Look at, like, he has a smug face. He opens up and he says,
"Don't you guys know by now that you can't get rid of me forever? Welcome back, guys. It is.
He starts out by saying, "Don't you guys know you can't get rid of me forever?" He makes it out to seem like people were trying to keep him off of YouTube, and like people like were trying to like ban his channel or something like that. And it's like he's projecting it onto other people instead of the truth, where he actually just said he was quitting YouTube forever. And then he says, "Oh, you guys wanted to get rid of me. Look at you, haha! But I'm back." It came across like a little condescending, and it to me like it didn't feel good. That was his opening thing, and he says absolutely nothing about the situation. He gives no additional context of him coming back. Well, he gave a little bit of context, and I'll show you the little bit of context that he did give me when I finally came into his chat. So I think it was 2 hours and 28 minutes in. Let me see here. Yeah, it was around this point. So, okay, I said, "Welcome back, Grande."
Okay, we need 8 more coins. Sonic Adventure 3. Oh my god, if Sonic.
Okay, I asked him the question, which I also talked about in my video. But, you know, I gave a little snippet of his response back. There was a little bit more to his response than what I put in my video.
Sonic Adventure 3.
I asked him, "What inspired you to come back?" And then he reads my comment.
Of course, if you guys don't know, Sonic Adventure 2
Talking about Sonic.
version, but you know, Super Mario 64. So, yeah, I'd probably lose my mind. What inspired you to come back? I just miss doing it. I miss doing it.
So that's what I included in my video. I said that he said, "I just miss doing it. I miss doing it." And that's true. That is the first response he gave to my comment, but then he said a little bit more. He gets quiet for a little bit. I think he's thinking about how to respond.
Break, I didn't play video games at all my whole break. So, just feels good to be back. Feels good to just be here again playing games. And it feels like I kind of had to find myself a little bit. No, I don't want to fight you.
And that's everything. Then he gets back into the game and he doesn't say anything else. But he said that he needed a break. He didn't play any games like during his break, and he said he felt like he needed to find himself a little bit. And I don't know what that means. I don't know what he found about himself, because it feels like he came back with the exact same energy that he left with, but just a little bit more like arrogant about it. So I don't know what kind of reflection that he had within that month break that he took, but I don't think it was the best whatever kind of thought process he was like dwelling on. I don't know what he was thinking there. I'm leaving YouTube seems to happen for anyone getting criticism. Yeah, exactly. I think it's an easy cop-out for people who don't want to address a situation. And, you know, I love it. I love it when people, like, when YouTube... I think the absolute best way to respond to any sort of criticism or drama or accusations on the internet is take some time, collect your facts, have your receipts, and create a calm, collected video where if you're owning up to it, you know, you apologize and you talk about exactly what you're sorry for. And oh, the volume, can you turn up the stream volume? Yes, I could turn up the stream volume. I'll turn that up. Let me go ahead and do that. Hopefully that's good. Turn up the audio of Grande's stream. I got you. Okay, I turned it up a little bit, so hopefully that'll be good. But I'm not really going to be showing anything else. I might show the end of Grande's stream just a little bit, just to show like the song that he made. But I did that in my video as well. But what was I talking about? What was I freaking talking about? Oh yeah, the best thing to do is collect your evidence, compile it, you know, have your receipts. If you did do something wrong and you want to own up to it, you apologize. You say specifically what you did, and you apologize to the right people. And you're specific. You're very specific about it. Or, you know, if they're wrong accusations, you need to have the evidence to show that these accusations are wrong, and you need to state your position. And then people, based on the evidence that you provide or anything that you do, people are going to believe what they want to believe, and then, you know, you're going to stand by whatever you choose to stand by. But what Grande did was he made a very vague video. People barely knew what he was talking about. He didn't use any names, and he said that in the name of protecting people's privacy, but it honestly just made things worse because it drew more attention to the situation, but not the right kind of attention, because it made people question more about the situation, wonder what was going on, and he made it seem like it was something that it wasn't. One thing that I really brought up in my video was the idea that he said that he respects everyone is entitled to their own beliefs, which I agree with him too. I agree with him 100% there. And then he said, with the exception of, when people's beliefs are harmful and it leads to harm, and that's the point of contention here. And he said, this isn't about that, when it is exactly about that. I could see if people just watch Grande's video, and with how vague it was, and they only, Grande's the only YouTuber they watch, they don't have any information, they don't know who Ballomatic is, they don't know who any of these people are, I could see that people would say, oh man, people are attacking Grande, man, that sucks. And, he was just trying to, stand up for someone and support someone sharing their beliefs. Like, he's a good guy. He's trying to be supportive and good, and he shouldn't be getting the kind of hate that he's getting. But it's all because context matters. Context matters. It wasn't an apology. The only thing that he slightly apologized for was saying that maybe he should have spoken up sooner. But it really doesn't matter when he spoke up. It doesn't matter if he spoke up now, 1 month ago, 2 months ago. What matters more than the timing of when he spoke up. I mean, obviously, if he spoke up like decades in the future, no one even cares about the topic anymore. But it matters more about the content of what he talked about. So that was the least of everyone's concern. So the only thing that he apologized for was something that wasn't even really much of a criticism, I don't think. I think people were more critical of what he did rather than the timing of his response. Yeah, context is everything on the internet. Oh, totally. Totally, 110%. So, yeah, that's the big thing. And I also do want to point out that, during the Ballomatic thing, I wasn't banned. And to my knowledge, I don't think I'm banned from PurplePh0enix or Ballomatic's chats still, which, I appreciate. I appreciate the fact that they haven't banned me. I think that's kind of cool of them not to do. But, and then I wasn't banned from Grande's chat either. I mean, I was in his chat here after the Ballomatic thing, and I was able to talk with him. But I did get banned from Ballomatic's Discord server right before he deleted it for everyone. And I remember the day that I uploaded the Ballomatic video, I decided to join the Grande Gamer's Discord server. And I kid you not, I don't know if Grande did it, but one of the mods, but the second I joined, I swear, not even 5 seconds into me joining the server, I was instantly banned. I see the server pop up on Discord, then immediately disappear. It was just so, on the spot quick how much they were wanting to just get me out of there. They're just like, no, he's gonna cause problems, da-da-da-da. And, what's up, Yoshi Games and Plays? And so, I thought that was interesting. I was banned from the Discord service, and I'm like, okay, sure. But I was like, why am I not banned from their chats? But after I uploaded my video on Grande, I noticed a few days ago, he banned me from his YouTube chat, and I could tell this because I could see my messages appear on the screen here. Oh, why can I not? Okay, there we go. Ooh, it's loading again. So I could see my messages appear on the screen, but I can't see my messages appear in the live chat replay. So that means that all my messages are erased, they're deleted, and he banned me from his live chat. And not only that, but he blocked me on Twitter. I was following him on Twitter, and he completely... Let me show chat replay. But yeah, here's my Twitter. This is his Twitter account, which is public. He talks about it on his streams. This isn't like a private Twitter or anything like that, or a personal Twitter. I think, I was in his stream, and they were saying, oh, why did you delete your Twitter? And then he's like, oh, no, it's public. You could find me. It's there. And a lot of people within the streamer community follow his Twitter, including Ballomatic. Ballomatic follows his Twitter, so this isn't like some personal information that I'm digging into and I'm exposing or doxing or anything to my knowledge. So Yeah, I was following him, and I was able to comment on his stuff. Why can't you reply to this? Author has blocked you, so you can't perform this action. Like, the author has blocked you, so you can't perform this action. Can't DM him, can't anything. I could see his posts, I just can't interact with them. And it says, Blue Shoes 93, which is Ryan or the Grande Gamer, blocked me on Twitter. And I guess I should have mentioned this as well, but I didn't think there was a point. When I did my Ballomatic stream, I wanted to open the floor to Hunter, to Ballomatic, that if he wanted to, he would be able to come onto my stream. We could talk about this publicly. I could give him a chance to maybe clarify what he was saying, or saying, hey, maybe I'm a little ignorant on, LGBT stuff and, the kind of stuff that they've gone through and the discrimination that they face. And, maybe I want to educate myself and just kind of question and get a clarification about his views and beliefs. Even if he wanted to come onto my stream and double down, no, gay people bad, at least, we have a little bit of clarity, because what they're doing now is that they're trying to just act like those comments never even happened. The stream is still public on his channel. You could still see the stream on his channel, but it's like this weird in between where it's like they're trying to get you to forget that it happened, even though in that stream he talked about how he didn't want to just be a Nintendo YouTuber. He wants to make a real impact with God through him to his community. And I don't know what kind of an impact he's making if he states a belief, but then when a moment it's criticized or questioned, he just wants to just get rid of it altogether and not even talk about it. It at the very least, at the most, it's very offensive and it's very hurtful to the community. But at the very least, it's cowardly and it's spineless. And, the biggest criticism I have against Grande, I mean, obviously I have more of Hunter than Grande. The biggest criticism that I do have of Grande or Ryan is that he's spineless. He's very spineless. I think, he advertises himself as this creator that's positive, that cares about everyone, that wants to support everyone. But the unfortunate fact about life is that everyone in this giant globe that we live on, not everyone agrees on everything. And some things are deal breakers while other things aren't. And when we're faced with those kind of things, that's what's called an ethical dilemma. And say, one person says, I don't like gay people, and then another person says, hey, I'm gay. What is Ryan to do? What is he to do when he says he wants to support everyone and love everyone? He has to make a decision who he's going to support in that situation, because there's obviously a conflict of interest. And he even said it in his response that, he believes in people's ability to express themselves and their opinions, and he thinks that's very important, with the exception of beliefs that are harmful to other people. But he's not living up to the things that he said in his own response, which is why I said in my video, which, we could go over right now, which is why I said that, he's kind of proving my own points for me in his own response, and he's not really helping himself. It's not possible. It's not possible to support two things that don't support each other. It's unsustainable. And so he's hurting himself and his reputation in the process. I mean, if no one paid attention to this, maybe he could have gotten away scotch-free, but I think it's important that we bring attention to it, because I think that us as creators, we have a responsibility. He has 10,000 subscribers on YouTube, many more subscribers than me. I have 3,000 subscribers on YouTube. And so when I'm watching people on the internet, I hold them to somewhat of a standard. And if they're not upholding that standard, especially in a community that I care about, which is the Nintendo community, which I'm a part of, I want to do everything that I can to make sure that this community is good, safe, and promote, love for everyone as much as we humanly can. And of course, that those morals are, basically support and love everyone as long as they're not harming other people, which Grande and Ballomatic are. I just want to keep harm, toxicity, all that kind of stuff out of this space. And I don't like the fact that we have to have these conversations, but I think it's very important that we do. And of course, in Nintendo Novice nature, if you watch any videos on my channel, I like memes. I like jokes. I like memes. I'm a jokester. And I felt that raising awareness for this topic with creating some memes to kind of create some like illustrations and stuff like that would be helpful for understanding and make the videos more enjoyable and entertaining to watch. So, you know, yeah, there's like some little jabs at Ryan and Ballomatic, but they all have meaning to them, and there is a purpose in that. And like I said, when you enter the public arena or the public space on the internet, you could screenshot my face right now and put like and Photoshop my face onto like a donkey's butt or something like that, or do whatever you want with my face. I mean, you got to expect that kind of stuff, you know, or whatever people want to do. Photoshop my face onto like I don't know, whatever, you know what I mean. Novice doing the Macarena, exactly. You know, I love the memes. You know, I stick to the bit, I stick to my guns. Also, I'm very surprised how much attention that garnered. I was looking at my comments, and people were very fascinated by me dancing the Macarena in my underwear. Ebelis Pokemon said, okay, that's when it happened. 417 wasn't expecting. Novice, bro, where's the humility? So there were multiple people just kind of linking to that, and I looked at my analytics. Screenshotted for later. What's that about, Jumpiest Grade? I looked at my analytics for the video, and like there's like a spike in viewer retention in that moment where I danced the Macarena in my underwear, and I'm just left to wonder, like, what is it about that joke? Why that joke? Maybe it was the most obscene, maybe it was the most controversial, I guess. I don't know, it's just a dude in his underwear. Maybe it's maybe it's more ballsy than I thought of it when I did it, but I just thought it was a funny thing to just throw in there. I was like, you know what? Let's stick to the bit. Let's say, like, you know what? Like, it's just like, let's throw a little bit of madness in there. So, the internet will do, the internet will do internet things. That's exactly what I'm saying. Okay. Let me know, obviously, if the audio is too low. Let me know and I can put it up. But I'm gonna go through my video bit by bit. I'm gonna explain kind of like the details of the video, certain edits and certain points that I make. So here we have, at its finest, a Ballomatic chicken, one of a kind, the only breed, the only one of its breed, a very special chicken here. And you might be wondering, Novice, were you just trying to cash in on the popular chicken jockey meme? Number one, yes. And number two, there's a deeper meaning to it. I felt that Grande and Ballomatic have both been very cowardly in addressing the situation, handling the situation. So, essentially, they're chickens. And that was kind of like a theme in this video. I felt like they were spineless, they're chickens. So, Chicken Grande. Chicken Grande. And that's the point that I was trying to make with this edit.
They want me to fight the chicken?
There we go. You know, I'm going toe-to-toe with them in the ring.
Chicken Grande.
And of course, my good friend Nicholas Fernero blessed me with that wonderful clip of him saying Chicken Grande, and thus the meme was created. And okay. This animation, I put this animation multiple times in my video. It's him, it's Nick, it's the guy. I put this animation because I was in Grande's stream when he came back, and he got like 50 gifted memberships on his stream, and it kept on replaying and replaying and replaying. And the animation that he has for a gifted membership, I don't know if he thought it was like I just thought it was kind of funny looking. And so I took that animation and I threw it in this video at multiple points. It's kind of like him just like, I don't want to say like a moan or whatever, but like he just kind of goes like, just whenever he gets a gifted membership. And I'm like, okay, that's kind of an interesting animation. So I took that and I threw that in my video as well.
Chicken Grande.
Yeah, he's just like, ah, like kind of like he's screaming or something. I don't know. I thought it was interesting. It's because his viewers are his personal bank. You know, that's a point that a lot of people are making. A lot of people don't think that Grande is coming back. Of course, you know, that gets into speculation. I want to focus specifically on the facts of the situation, but yeah, I know every gifted member amount. I don't know, man. I don't know what he was thinking with that animation. When I think like a gifted YouTube membership animation, I think of maybe just like a cheer, like yay, or like a little like symbol or like little character celebrating or something. I don't think of myself going, yeah, unless it's like you're trying to be funny, and if it's like ironic or something. So I don't know. I just thought it was funny. I thought it was funny. No, there's no sound effect to it. It's a little Pokemon sound effect. It's not like a sound of him moaning. It's just that was the animation for it. Shadow Bones. Oh my gosh. But yeah, I thought it was funny. So that was the point behind that edit, and that was the point behind that little animation. That's an animation from his streams when he gets a gifted membership that I put in my video because I thought it was funny.
Grande Gamer is back. Okay, seriously, people, have some class.
And of course, I just go with like the whole crowd thing because, you know, it's like the whole idea, oh, people are so happy Grande's back, and I'm just like, why are you happy? This guy is defending someone who made homophobic comments. Like, why are you celebrating? Because there was a lot of people celebrating in his chat, and I'm just like, what's going on, people?
It's this time. What the?
I support everyone. LGBTQ.
It's not opening.
Also, I thought that was funny. In his response, he said LGBTQ multiple times in the video, and most of the time he said it right, but I think it was like the first time he used the word in the video, it sounded like he put a P instead of a LGBT instead. Wait, LGBT. Wait, did I put? I put it wrong. I put it wrong in the video. This is my first time realizing this. Wait. LG. No, B. No, I did it right. Now I'm confusing myself. Grande's confusing me because he misspelled it. He misspelled it, so he's confusing me.
What the?
Instead of LGBTQ, it sounded like he said LGBTQ. And so I was just like, let's go, LGBTQ rights.
I support everyone. LGBTQ.
It's not opening.
And, you know, of course, I just like wanted to make it seem like there's a lot to this. There's a lot to go over with Grande. So it's just like, it's so much. It's so hard to like handle. There's so much energy within this case file that I just like to even like pull it open. I have to get like some pliers, which later in the video, I'm just like, oh, this is a lot to go into here.
This is gonna be harder than I thought. So to the
And this is gonna be harder than I thought. That's watching Grande's response. It's harder than I thought. The whole 24-minute long video. That's a hard response to watch.
surprise of everyone, the Grande Gamer has returned to YouTube. You'd think he might have made some sort of statement clarifying his position on Ballomatic or explaining why he's returning after claiming he's quitting forever. Nope. Instead,
Yeah, that's what any reasonable person would expect. If someone says they're doing something with their channel, like they're leaving YouTube, and then they come back with no clarification or anything, you'd think that they'd be leaving YouTube. I mean, that's not always the case, but again, I think it's fair to say like, hey, viewers are like, what the heck? What is this? Are you gonna just say you're leaving, you're coming back? You're leaving, you're coming back? Should we take you seriously when you make community posts anymore? Like, it just, it's a little confusing.
he just randomly went live streaming
Setting the record straight. Oh, yes.
64 with no added context. Well, what can I say? Reality stranger than fiction.
Of course, I'm a Five Nights at Freddy's fan, so I have to make another Five Nights at Freddy's reference. Also, I love my purple guy cosplay, and I'm going to put that in videos wherever I can. And I have it on my desk. Five Nights at Freddy's, The Silver Eyes. Five Nights at Freddy's, The Silver Eyes. This is the only FNAF book that I've read. I actually haven't finished it, but I've read a decent amount of it, and I was like, this is a way of me just making a point. Oh, reality stranger than fiction, plot twist, kind of a thing. Oh, no one expected Grande Gamer to come back, so yeah, let's hold up a book. Oh, there's a plot twist in the book. This is really interesting. Oh, Foxy did the bite of 87. What?
Ooh, plot twist. Foxy did it. Out of curiosity, I entered his chat asking what inspired
And that's
him
what
to
I just
return,
showed you
and he
guys.
simply said,
And then, of course, I had to make a Chibi Robo reference because I love Chibi Robo, and I'm excited that they're bringing it to the Switch, but I wish they would actually make a whole new good Chibi Robo game. But yeah, that's just an illustration that you don't get everything you want in life, unfortunately. You can't have your cake and eat it too. All the time.
Oh my...
Which is what I say most of the time.
Most of the time. Alright, I brought some pliers.
Of course, Markiplier reference. I also love Markiplier. There's a lot of, like, little references of stuff that I love in this video. I had to take the shot. I had to take the shot. That was a cheap one. I have to admit, that was a cheap shot. What's up, Entity Raptor? That was a cheap shot. That's something that everyone makes fun of Grande for, the fact that he's balding. But I had to, and I put like a little sun glare on his head. If you see, like, when I open it up, you see like a little sun glare shining on his head, like his head shiny, like the sun reflects off of his head. And then, of course, you know, Camdog has his cameo, who's in the live chat right here, which is the second cameo in the video. So we had Nicholas Fernero and now Camdog, and I had Camdog record a little bit of audio, similar to how Nicholas recorded a video for this video. He's bald, I know. It was so funny because in his live stream back, someone called him bald in the live chat, and his response was, "Oh, you know, it's just thinning. It's just thinning." I was like, man, I mean, yeah, you got some hair on the sides, but that's pretty thin. You're walking on thin hair there, buddy. You're walking on thin hair. Said, ready for your arrival worm? Wait, what's that? What do you mean, a rival worm?
Now then, let's remind everyone why Grande, or Ryan, is involved in this mess.
And of course, up until this this part of the video, I was only talking about, you know, the stream and him coming back to YouTube. I wasn't talking about the meat of the topic, which is why this is even a problem to begin with. So that's what the case file is. We go back and we go over the receipts.
During the stream where Hunter made his homophobic comments, Ryan was the main creator,
which I showed in my stream last time as well, but it's a little compilation of him, basically, and we don't have to go through all of it, but it's a little compilation of just him just saying, Hunter, I'm glad you're standing up for what you believe, I'm glad you're sharing your opinion, and the biggest one I took issue with was this comment. I mean, you could say, like, he talked about to Hunter that, oh, you should make a podcast about this, but I'm like, sure, I don't think that'd be a very interesting podcast. Maybe he did. That's like, I guess, him fanboying over Ballomatic, but it's not a problematic. A lot of this wasn't problematic, but he was like very much a fan of Hunter and what he was saying, and he was sucking up to him. But this comment was the one that I took the most issue with. He said, you know what? You probably will get hated for it, but that's life, sadly. But if those people are that concerned about your beliefs, they're the ones who need a reality check. And that's a very dangerous principle, because that will lead anyone in life to, like, if they do something wrong and then people say, hey, you did something wrong, don't do that, that makes them think, I'm doing something right. Yes, I stole all the lunch money from the kids in my high school. And they're like, hey, don't steal my lunch money. I'm doing something right. I'm going to buy lunch, an infinite amount of lunches for myself. I don't know, you know, it's very faulty logic, and I don't know what Grande was trying to say here. I think he was just trying to suck up to Hunter and just say something that sounded kind of like inspirational, or like, oh, you're a true inspiration, you're standing strong on your beliefs, Hunter, kind of a thing. But the logic just doesn't check out here. Just doesn't check out at all. When Grande said you should do a podcast of a speech, that's when you know that he's sucking his no, straight up. No, and that's why I said, like, he's straight up sucking up to him. Like, it's embellishment. Like, it's not even, I mean, I guess he has respect. If he, like, was really loved him talking bad about gay people that much, I mean, I'd go off, I guess, but I don't know, man. I don't know why. Like, I mean, I have the understanding Ballomatic and Grande have a very good relationship. I don't know the history of the relationship. I don't know how they got so close. I don't know what they talk about in DMs. I don't know what kind of beliefs they share with each other. Don't know any of that stuff. But they have like, from what I've seen, they have a really good relationship with each other. We're on YouTube and everything like that. And so I guess he was just trying to be supportive of a friend. But then again, you know, like Ballomatic did, Grande put himself between a thwomp and a hard place here. And so he wasn't willing to pick one, which is why like it's a problem for him.
You'd probably deduce that Ryan himself is homophobic.
Yeah, you'd probably deduce he's homophobic if he's supporting homophobic comments. It's plain simple logic. It's plain. Not everyone likes logic, though. I do have to say, but it is plain simple logic.
Well, you affirmed he isn't, but actually no.
Yeah, he is homophobic, but he's not.
Community.
And I had to do this because, of course, irony. Ryan, if I stand here and I say, I support the LGBTQ community. Praise me. Look at me. I'm such a good man. Anyone could say that. Anyone could say I support the LGBTQ community, but what do you do to show it? Actions speak louder than words. That's the age-old phrase, right? I could say here, and I care about all of my subscribers, all of my YouTube viewers. Fishtrap just entered the chat. I'm just like, Fishtrap, I love you so much. You're a valued community member and a viewer, and you've come to my streams. You've been here over the years, all this kind of stuff. But if I don't show it by the way that I consistently treat Fishtrap and everyone else in my chat, and the way that I engage with you guys, and, if something bad happens in my community, like, say, for example, like, oh, someone's harassing someone else in my Discord server, and I don't take any action, that kind of shows the contrary. Maybe I don't support and appreciate Fishtrap as much as I'm leading on. I'll say, Fishtrap, I love you, and then someone's calling Fishtrap, like, stupid or slurs or something in my Discord server, and I'm just like, I just don't say anything. I'm just quiet. Like, what does that show to Fishtrap? What does that show to him? Like, not to just, like, specifically call you out, Fishtrap, but you just showed up in my live chat just right around when I was talking about this. But yeah, so it's ironic. I'm throwing up a pride flag. So Grande could be waving a pride flag. He could wave pride flags all he wants, but his actions have to match it.
Support everyone in the LGBTQ community, okay?
And this would have been enough for Grande's viewers. They would eat anything up that he says. Like, like Patrick, they could sit, like, right on danger. Like, they could, like, everything could be screaming, no, he's not being genuine. And they're just gonna be like, I sense no danger here. No, I think he does support LG. I think Grande, I think he loves gay people. I really do. I think that's a true statement.
I sense no danger here.
Or is he?
Plot twist. This is everyone else. They're just like, what? They're just like, what's going on? What? How are you saying that you're supporting Ballomatic's comments, but also supporting the LGBTQ community? Something's awry. Something's awry. And so, of course, you like little SpongeBob, making like a really surprised, like aghast reaction there. This was in the episode when Mrs. Puff was trying to steal a boat. I forget whose boat, but like then SpongeBob somehow ended up in the boat. Like, I think it was SpongeBob's boat, and SpongeBob was trying to drive the boat, but then Mrs. Puff was trying to steal the boat, and she disguised herself as a burglar, right? And then Mrs. Puff ended up like, trying to steal it and driving, and she didn't realize SpongeBob was in the car, and they start fighting. They start fighting over the boat, and then SpongeBob unmasks Mrs. Puff, and then he's like, Mrs. Puff? Like, he's so shocked that his, upstanding citizen of a boating school instructor was stealing his boat. And this is the only way he knew how to respond. This is the only way he knew how to respond. He was just in complete shock and bewilderment. He was aghast.
Or is he?
That's how he responded to Mrs. Puff trying to steal his boat. And that's how a lot of us are responding to Grande trying to say something that clearly doesn't align with his actions. We're just like, what's going on here?
Every single person in that chat was agreeing with what they were saying, including myself.
Wait, if he supports...
I thought it was funny. I had to close up there because it sounded like he was kind of embarrassed. Just like, I did it too. Yeah. He says, I support the LGBTQ community, and he says he's using the argument, everyone in his chat was supporting, he was saying that gay people need help. Everyone was supporting it in his chat, okay? It was the popular opinion then, everyone supporting it, and then he says everyone supporting it, pause, including myself.
Or is he?
Look at this, look at this.
Every single person in that chat was agreeing with what they were saying, including myself.
He does like a sigh. He's like, including myself. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, I agreed with him too. Yeah, yeah.
Wait, if he supports the LGBTQ community,
It takes, you know,
but he
honestly,
supports
I
Hunter's
don't blame
comments and
I don't blame Grande's viewers not understanding the problem with Grande's actions. Honestly, you know, I think you have to understand calculus to be able to do the gymnastics. Thankfully, I did take honors pre-calculus in high school, so I think I am at the level of math where I can understand that if Grande supports Hunter's comments, which are homophobic, and he said that does not equal him supporting the LGBTQ community. So if Grande was to take a math test and that was the equation, it would not be the proper equation to use. Like, he's not plugging in the variables properly, and unfortunately he would get a failing grade on that math test. I'm sorry to say. It's very advanced math. I understand. Again, guys, I took honors pre-calc in high school, so I'm just barely able to solve the equation. So I'm glad that I could hopefully explain it in a way that makes sense to the
Hunter's
layperson.
comments were inherently homophobic, then wouldn't that make Ryan a hope? I can't quite put my...
Well, have to make a Waluigi reference. Waluigi love. Obviously I make this joke because obviously it's ridiculous. It's very simple to understand that, you know, he's just saying this to save face and he's not actually genuine about it, or he would go into detail about clarifying his comments and everything like that. Again, irony. Yay, irony.
Finger on it. Alright, let's see what else he has in this nothing burger response.
Of course, I eat a burger with nothing in it, yeah.
Mostly filled with pointless...
And yeah, you could watch his response. Like, I don't want to go through that whole thing again. I'm not going to go through that whole thing again. I went through it in my last stream, painstakingly. But he repeats a lot. Like, even when I was going through editing for this video, he repeats a lot of the same things over and over and over again. And, like, it just, it's exhausting. Like, I think he says, like, 3 or 4 times at different timestamps in the video, like, I support the LGBTQ community. He says, like, at least 2 different times in the video, I support, like, everyone in the chat was supporting what he said. He says, everyone was supporting what he said, including myself. Everyone was supporting what he said, including myself. And I think, what was it? There was, like, I think 3 different times he said, you know, like, oh, I shouldn't have stayed quiet for this long, but, you know, like, the harassment wouldn't go away, and he rephrased it multiple times throughout the video. And then, of course, he talks about the whole controversy between him and his girlfriend at the end, which, again, I do not want to go into. I made it very clear. Like, I didn't mention it one time in my video. When it comes to personal life, like, there's professional life, there's the YouTube life, and then there's the personal life, right? You know, I have my family, I have my mom, my dad, you know, girlfriends, friends, IRL friends. I don't want to mesh that in with my content, because when I mesh that in with my content, things get messy. Then it's very parasocial, where you guys are, like, asking about my mom, and I'm like, you guys don't know my mom, that's weird, you know? And different stuff like that. And say, for example, I hate it. This is just a personal thing for me, guys. This is a personal thing for me. I hate it when, you know, someone has an Instagram account, right? Or just some sort of account on the internet, and they love their girlfriend or boyfriend. They post, like, a bajillion, like, almost all their pictures on their Instagram are of their significant other. And I could understand why they're doing that, because, like, they're so in love and they're so into each other. But then, the moment things fall apart, nothing. It's all gone. So, my personal rule of thumb, again, I understand why people do it. They're so in love. They're so into their significant other and everything. My personal rule of thumb is, don't even bring your relationship, unless maybe you're married, but don't bring your romantic relationship to social media or the internet, because it's just awkward when you have to delete all that stuff. I don't want to be in that position. I don't want any of you guys to be put in that position where, like, you go through a hard breakup and then you end up just having to delete everything. Like, and your Instagram is back to looking bare bones because all of your posts were with you and your partner. Again, that's a personal thing. But this is all to say, I want to avoid talking about Grande's relationship, because good. I'm glad that you're in a relationship with someone who hopefully is treating you right and loves you very much, and all the controversy involving that and everything. That's personal stuff. That doesn't have to do with what you're publicly saying in your content. Like, say, you know, we're talking about the content in life and what you're saying to your viewers and the relationship with the viewers. So this is a much more professional issue, and I'm not trying to make personal remarks or make personal attacks or trying to find Ryan's address or trying to expose his full name or personal details, because that's just wrong. That's crossing a boundary, and you don't want to cross that boundary. Ryan was talking about it. I don't think he should be talking about his relationship on the internet. But that's just me. I get it. Like, they both make content together. Like, she's a content creator as well. But everyone has their own personal things about that. But that's just me personally. I don't want to talk about that, you know? Oh, also, hi, Rod, and bye, Rod. You notice that he's still somewhat active his last... Oh, yeah, he's become very active ever since he returned. He's had a lot of live streams. And, you know, I wasn't planning on showing this. Let me just...
Rambling.
Is there anything else I really want to talk about in this video?
The first thing to note is that he only made this response.
And
yeah, I mean, he only made the response again to save his own ass, to save face, because he said that he was getting a lot of harassment. He didn't want to talk about this, but he feels like he's kind of just forced to talk about it at this point, which again says that he doesn't really care about the situation personally, and he just wants to save his own ass. So there's that.
no. In fact, they continue. And I mean everyone in that chat, including myself.
As tempting as...
Oh, and then, of course, the infamous Macarena. Again, irony, because he said because everyone in the chat agreed with it, he should agree with it too. So if everyone in the chat agreed that Grande should go on his stream and dance the Macarena in his underwear, he should totally do that. Which, you know, of course, I support too, because I did it myself. So, Grande,
did you do it?
You should do it. You should do it. Grande should go on his stream and dance the... No, I'm just kidding. No. It's ridiculous.
As tempting as that might be, it's probably not the best idea.
That's the infamous edit that... Yeah. That's the infamous edit that drew a bunch of attention. Everyone was talking about it in the comments. Everyone was timestamping it because they're obsessed with seeing me in my underwear. I get it, guys. I get it. Yeah, that's for... Yeah, okay. There, you saw it. Are you guys impressed? Is that impressive to you? I don't know.
Idea. You had over YouTube. In the case, the belief causes harm.
Because I just believe...
Yeah, and I already went over this. Honestly, I kind of already went over all my points. The only thing I feel like okay, we could talk about Stephen Wolf Gaming. Let's talk about Stephen Wolf Gaming. Why am I talking about Stephen Wolf Gaming? Why am I talking about this beautiful man right here? I'm talking about him because he brought up a point, and he had such a unique perspective that I didn't see. Like, okay, when I made my video and Nicholas Fernero made his video about Ballomatic, there was a bunch of people making videos. Some of them I felt made better points than others. I talked about some of the responses in my last stream. Also, what's up, the G? Welcome to the chat. I talked about that in my last stream. I watched those videos. I went over those videos. But, you know, most of them said the same thing. It's very offensive what he said, and, you know, they echoed a lot of the same points, made some unique, you know, comments, but Stephen Wolf Gaming made the most interesting response out of anyone I saw, and I felt like I just needed to talk about him because of that. I was in a voice chat with some people, like Nicholas and, like, some other people, and, like, the topic of looking... I think it was, like, Camdog. Camdog mentioned that this guy made a response, and in my head, I'm just like, I'm tired of all these responses to Ballomatic's behavior. I get it. Everyone wants to talk about it now. Everyone has their experience with Ballomatic. Everyone wants to call him out for homophobia, and it just felt like everyone was making videos about it at this point. I was just kind of tired of the situation. But, you know, Camdog said, hey, I found this response really interesting. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, it's probably just going to be another cookie cutter response to Ballomatic again. But okay, let's see what this guy has to say. And this guy agrees with him and doubles down. And I'm like, oh my gosh, the balls on this guy. And like...
Oben, I know what you're thinking. Novice, aren't you against...
Yeah, he's a self-proclaimed homophobe.
Homophobia? But I'm getting to that. Let's just let the clip speak for itself.
Pretty sure some of y'all saw things about, you know, Ball being called out for, you know, being, you know, a homophobe.
Rowling's mold wall to shame?
Yeah, and of course, I'm criticizing his backdrop because, like, obviously that wall is filthy. His bed is unmade. I think he should clean up his room, or at least have a green screen like I do, so like hide the mess behind there. But small things.
He does have a right to his own opinions, as I do. Of course, I'm
Yeah, he has a right to his own opinions like he does, and then
no different from Ball.
he says he's no different from Ballo or Hunter. He's no different.
From Hunter.
They're one of a kind. They're the same breed.
Of course,
I myself is a homophobe. This guy just straight out upset. I'm like, okay, man. Okay. You're gonna put that on the... Okay, all right. You could... Free speech. You could put that out on YouTube. The pile of meat blankets. I mean, and I respect it. I respect it. I think it's important. This is another personal value of mine. I think it's important if you value something or if you stand for something, you should not like say differently or try to jump around it based on if it's popular or not. If like someone like, because, you know, in history, there were certain things that were popular that were just bad. Like, let me try to think. I mean, I hate to talk about Nazi Germany, but okay, that's a good example. Like everyone in Germany, you know, Hitler rose to power and all of that happened because people went along with it. Hitler was a very charismatic leader. And of course, anti-Semitism is very bad. Like genocide is very bad. All that stuff is very bad, but people went along with it. Society was changing and people went along with it. So it's an example of how the popular opinion isn't always the best opinion, because that was popular in Germany at that time. So that's why I think it's important to have a personal sense of values that you could stand strong in. That when society changes and things change, like you could still be able to stand up for what's right. Because if some sort of charismatic dude rises to power and he's promoting some sort of hateful message, you could still stand on truth, even if like you're attacked for it and everything, and stand by your values. And you could say like, okay, Hunter would be the guy that's standing up for his values, even though I think that's bad. And, you know, people are criticizing, including me. You know, at least he's standing up for his values and he's consistent and he's not flip-flopping, but he is flip-flopping and he's not consistent, which I respect this guy for. Of course, I'm not going to support him. You're never going to see me raid Stephen Wolf Gaming on a stream. You're never going to see me try to say, hey, go subscribe to this guy. Because not only in this video, and you could watch the whole video on his channel, but not only did this guy say that he's a homophobe, he says he has a history of anti-Semitism. I think he said, well, I said it in the video. I don't want to claim him of something, claim something against him that he didn't say himself. So
Understand how this man somehow agreed with Hunter and roasted him to the ground in the same statement. Obviously, I don't support Stephen Wolf Gaming and don't think you should too. He further went on to...
Do you think it's wrong to be Yes. I do think it's wrong to be homophobic. Just like how I think it's wrong to be transphobic, I think it's wrong to be racist, I think it's wrong to be every of these things. I do think that sometimes people virtue signal and they use these words when it's not applicable. You know, someone may be ignorant or confused and they might say something that they don't realize the implications of what they're saying, and people are quick to say racist or homophobe or things like that. And that's not cool. But yeah, like prejudice against anyone for sexual orientation, for what they look like, for things that are natural to them and make sense to them that don't harm other people, that is wrong. That's wrong.
Say in the video he has a history of being anti-Semitic,
Islamophobic,
and making pro-Nazi statements, which
so okay, he didn't say racist, but he says he has a history of Islamophobia, anti-Semitism, and making pro-Nazi statements. And that was in his video. I'm not trying to say you're this or to do like the whole like word salad of all these like racist, homophobic, trans, like all this stuff against him. Like that's something he said in the video, which again, I think is wrong, but I respect more than, in a way, I respect more than Ballomatic. Do you think he has mental health issues? I think it's possible, but you know, in that case, I don't think if he has mental health issues, I don't think he should be making videos on the internet. I think he should get intervention. Of course, I don't want to make the call that he does have mental health issues. I don't want to make that judgment. I'm not a professional. I would never make that claim myself. But again, people are responsible and accountable for the things that they say on the internet, and this is simply what he said on the internet. And so you take it, I'm not religious. I consider myself Christian. I believe in the teachings of Jesus. I believe in loving your neighbor. And I draw a lot of my values from the Bible, so I would say I'm Christian in that sense. But I wouldn't say I'm a fundamentalist Christian, where I take everything in the Bible literally at face value. That's a whole nother conversation, but yes, I consider myself Christian.
All really bad things.
Not trying to be rude, but he legitimately needs help. I agree. I mean, I think that someone should talk to him and explain why these things are wrong. I don't disagree with that. I absolutely agree. But I found his response very interesting, and it was very unique, and it was something that I respected more than what Hunter, Savannah, and Ryan have been doing with their responses. Which, maybe they're able to fool people into thinking that there's something that they're not, but they're not standing up for their values in the process of doing that. So that's my opinion.
Than ever. Instead of addressing anything, he created a cringe AI-generated outro song.
Yeah, this is another thing in his stream that he added that he didn't have before. Grande didn't have before. He, at the end of his stream, of course, the whole thing doesn't address Ballomatic, nothing in his stream, just business as usual. At the end of his stream, he came up with a new catchphrase. He said, "Kindness always prevails." Which, yes, I like kindness. I think it's good to be kind to people. I have tried to be kind in relation to Ballomatic, Grande. I've tried to be kind to them in this situation. But of course, there's a conflict here, and I've made my choice in what I've decided to do about it. But in the ways that I can be, I still have tried to be kind to them. I do make an effort. So I agree with that statement, but coming from Ryan within the context of what he supported, it also comes across as disingenuous.
To show you how good of a person he is.
And he created an AI-generated song talking about empathy and, everyone's fighting their own battle and we need to help each other and unify, and we simply can't do that if we're not accepting of everyone. I'm sorry to say that, Ryan. We can't do that unless we're able to hold each other accountable when, there's people making comments that are just not supporting other people. I mean, I don't know. I think it's a good idea. I think it's wishful thinking. Yeah, man, but this all comes across as just very forced and very like you're trying to paint yourself in a certain light, and your actions just have not shown that certain light, unfortunately. And I'm sorry to say, man, I don't buy it. I know a lot of other people aren't buying it. So, yeah, I mean, that's kind of what it comes down to.
That kindness always
So,
fails.
never be judgmental. Let me see if the auto captions pull up. Let love like the trails. I don't even know what the lyrics are exactly. Yo, what's up, Bradley Taylor? Welcome to the chat. It says kindness always blossoms where the harshness fails. Yeah, I like that. And that's also something I did want to get more into, more towards the end of my stream, but I would like a resolution, and I think everyone would, and I did in my last stream too, where I'd love Ryan to be here. I'd love Hunter to be here, Savannah to be here. I would like to talk with them. I would like to talk with and say, hey, I still care about you. I love you. But unfortunately, I can't support this. As a person, again, like what Ryan says is exactly what I try to do. And I say that at the end of my video. I believe that empathy should prevail above all else. I try to be empathetic and understanding, but at a certain point, you do have to make a stand for something. And so I feel a little bit bad about doing this, but I think it's important to call this out, especially when people were hurt. And what about being empathetic for the people that were hurt, that are part of the LGBTQ community? So it's a tough thing to do. And, you know, I've made my stand, and I've made my stance where, you know, I want to be on this side. So that's kind of what it comes down to. And yeah, I agree. It's not helpful, the stuff that you're posting, Bradley.
And empathetic or positive, because it doesn't change what you did. And
Exactly.
I'm positively sure. More questions.
Sure.
Guess who?
And of course, I had this ending meme here. Again, I honestly, this is more cashing in with the Invincible meme. The novice dance goes crazy. Thank you, I appreciate that. At the beginning, the whole idea of the chicken jockey, that was very much like painting Grande and Ballo as both like chickens, because I feel like they are being chickens in this situation, not discussing and addressing it. I like Invincible. I just recently finished the show, season 3 and all of that, and I've been loving the memes. So I really wanted to put an Invincible meme in there, and I saw a good opportunity where I was just like asking Grande, like, "Are you sure you want to do this, man? Are you sure about this? Are you, you know, are like, I would be so sure. I think, you know, when you Invincible, it's really good, Will. It's really good. When you look at all the statements and everything that's happened with Ryan and Ballomatic and Hunter and everything, and they say things that are incoherent with what has been done, you know, you're put in a state where you're just like, are you sure? Are you sure? So that was kind of like the vibe I was trying to go for.
Had a pretty interesting
Month.
Are you sure?
He says, I had a pretty interesting month because he took a month break from YouTube, saying that he was quitting forever, and he came back with seemingly no growth and no explanation. So I'm like, are you sure you had that interesting of a month? It doesn't seem like much has changed.
Guess who's finally
Returning to YouTube.
Are you sure?
I'm like, are you sure you're returning to YouTube without addressing stuff? Are you sure about that, man?
pretty sure.
Stream for 4 hours on my channel on YouTube.
And of course, that is what he did. He streamed for 4 hours on his channel on YouTube without addressing anything. And I'm just like, are you sure you want to do that? Are you sure?
Are you sure?
Hunter!
And of course, Hunter and Ryan backs Hunter to the bitter end. And so when Ryan's in the hot seat, I'm depicting him as, Hunter, give me your power. I need you, Hunter, please. I'm being attacked, kind of a thing, you know? It's just like, because Hunter and him and Savannah, they're taking their stands and they're kind of just all backed into a corner here. So, yeah.
I need you! Hunter!
Are you sure?
And then, okay, this was kind of a more sentimental moment for me. Yes, it's a meme. Yes, it's totally a meme. But at the same time, it's me kind of like, I made this whole expose video on Grande Gamer. And there's a part of me that's happy that I did it because I'm happy to be supporting people. But then there's another part of me where I'm just like, you know, I know that Grande is going to see this video about him, and he's probably going to feel a lot of like fear. He's going to probably feel a lot of like pressure and stuff like that. He's not going to feel the best about this. So I'm kind of in this moment thinking like, man, do I really want to do this to Grande? Do I really want to? And like, here I am. It's like freaking Omni-Man beating up his own son. It's just like, oh, what did I do here? Like, what did I do here? It was this right? It was kind of like this like self-reflection moment for me. I'm like, why? This didn't have to happen, Ryan. You could have just stuck to yourself. You could have just clarified you don't support Hunter. You could have done any of those things. It could have been so easy for you. And I'm frustrated. Like, why did you make me do this? Why did you make me do this, Ryan? Why did you make me make this video? I was done with Ballomatic, but you know, I am Omni-Man.
Why did you make me do this? You're fighting so you can watch everyone around you
Get canceled.
think.
Ryan.
What will you have after?
Like, what? Why are you backing Ballomatic so much when you say you want to support everyone? but you will back this man to the bitter end. Like, how are you benefiting from this? Like, I don't get it.
Everyone is cancelled.
Positivity.
I still have
Positivity.
And of course, you know, Ryan's whole thing is that he's the king of positivity. Grande Gamer's the king of positivity. And I guess, like, okay, sure. You'll have positivity, but at the same time, you know, you could be positive about stuff and not address stuff. Positivity doesn't take you everywhere. There could be people hurting, there could be people that are affected by your content, and positivity will only get you so far. And I'm just like, and of course, you know, at first I look like I feel kind of bad. I'm just like, man, this is just a man trying to be uplifting and positive on the internet. What have I done to him? What am I doing? What am I doing to this man? I'm looking at the blood on my hands.
Are you sure?
But then I ask, are you sure? Once again, very poetic of just saying, are you sure positivity is enough? Are you sure that's enough, Ryan? Or maybe some other stuff is important too.
Sure.
So,
Hey, Novice.
and then, you know, I obviously have my outro where I clarify, I don't endorse any harassment towards them, like any threats or anything like that. Yeah, you could criticize them. You could make your own videos and criticize them. And I think people should be aware of this. Like, people should be aware of like where these creators stand. And it's important to have this content out here. I'm not going to continue making streams and drawing out the situation longer than it needs to be. I'm going to be done with unless, you know, some crazy thing happens where, you know, I don't know, some random YouTuber comes out of the blue and says something like, "Oh, what's up, Warrior of Mysticism?" and like starts spewing some crazy, like within the Nintendo community, starts spewing some crazy hateful comments or starts acting ridiculous, then I'll probably make another video. But in terms of, I don't want to just like all my content to be Ballomatic exposed, Ballomatic said something dumb on his live stream, Ballomatic this, Ballomatic that. No, I want to leave him alone. You know, the content's already out there. People have the information if they want to get the information. And any more content made about them would just be harassment at that point, which is not what I want to happen. So, that's exactly what I clarify.
Nation,
And then, of course, I have my last two cameos of the video. I had the cameos from NintendoNovice and CamDog earlier. I had both voice clips and video clips. This last one here, I have a little edit right here. Instead of me being depicted as Omni-Man, I have Ballomatic or Hunter depicted as Omni-Man. And that is my friend Ian. It's a mutual friend of me. I think his YouTube channel is called Ian is Not a Nerd. It's a mutual friend of me, Nicholas, and, you know, everyone in the situation. Who's also, he made his own video about Ballomatic. He's been very critical of him. Here we have Ballomatic fighting this monster, which is Ian. You know, who they used to be friends, but they're not anymore because of this situation. You know, but then of course, like, oh, someone's trying to get Hunter. And here is Matty Omega. Matty Omega is another friend of mine, Nicholas, and has been talked about in a lot of these videos, and someone who was very much hurt by Ballomatic's comments because she herself is transgender and really looked up to Ballomatic and was very hurt. And so, of course, she has a lot of anger. So she's the Eternal? I think his name is, the Eternal, right? Something like that. But yeah, and she's mad. She's mad at Omni-Man. It's like, where is he? Let me get out.
Where is he? Where is Ballomatic?
And part of it was like, you know, I'm friends with these guys, and we were all kind of talking about the situation. And I thought it would be a nice little homage to all of them to put a cameo for all of these new friends that I've made in this video. So I put both Ian and Matty Omega at the end of the video. As far as I know, obviously, I don't want to speak for Matty. I mean, she is still getting harassment, unfortunately. She's gotten harassment on my streams, unfortunately, which makes me sad. But she has a lot of support. You know, I've been there for her. Nicholas has been there for her. Other people have been there for her, and I think it's good that she has support in this situation. You know, if Ballomatic and Grande want to say that they've been getting harassment in this situation, they're not the only ones. People who are their fans are harassing Matty as well. I've seen it in my chat. I think Nicholas has seen it in his chat. Maddie's definitely seen it in her chat, and you know, I've had to delete those I've had to ban those people in my chat on the spot because I don't tolerate that. I don't tolerate. They just need to be respectful, and that's just, you know, what's most important in the end. So of course, you know, another Invincible meme. I just wanted to go crazy with the Invincible memes because I love Invincible and I've been loving the Invincible memes. So no autoplay.
Over the years, Jack...
No, I don't want to learn about the Jack 3 world record speed run. I don't even know it. What is Jack? Okay, never mind. It's not important. It's not important at all. Now, there is something unique to this Grande situation that happened when everything was coming out about Ballomatic. A bunch of people made expose videos and stuff about Ballomatic and their own personal experiences about Ballomatic. But then I've noticed, you know, I made this video about Grande for very obvious reasons. The hypocrisy, him coming to YouTube, back to YouTube, the way he came back to YouTube saying, "Oh, you thought you could get rid of me, right?" I'm just like, dude, that's really messed up. Like, don't talk like that. Like, you know what happened. So that's why I made my videos. But I noticed that with Ballomatic, a bunch of people made responses talking about their experiences with Ballomatic. I'm not seeing the same thing happen here with Grande. My understanding is, like, what I pick up from that is that people are tired of the drama and they just want to get on with their lives, which I do too. But I do also think it's important for people to see Grande's actions and for people to, like, know what's going on with Grande. So again, I'm going to put this to bed after this stream. And so I think a lot of people are tired of it. And I also think that a lot more people were personally hurt by Ballomatic than Grande. Grande was more kind of just like, he didn't want to take a position. People took offense to it, but it wasn't like the main thing. And then a lot of what was said about Grande, or a lot of what was believed about Grande, people also included in their original responses about Ballomatic as well. So they don't have a reason to make another video when they've already kind of said their statements about Grande. Again, you know, I didn't talk about Grande in my Ballomatic video. I focused specifically on Ballomatic. I talked about Grande and Savannah, mostly Grande, in my stream after the fact. But I wanted to make this video as a new development to show, like, no, Grande, we didn't forget. He hasn't learned anything. He's back to YouTube, and we still remember. And this video and this stream is there as a reminder that people know about this. People remember. You called all three of them out. Exactly. Nick already called all of them out in his original video, and I know I talked to Nicholas, and he said he's not going to make another video because, yeah, Nicholas said everything he already needed to say. And I think now I've said everything I needed to say until, I guess, you know, what I said again, unless someone makes a crazy, like, video or statement or something that happens that's public, not private. I'm not going to bring up people's private laundry and DMs and everything like that, but something public happens. Like, I doubt it would happen, but if Savannah made a video, PurplePh0enix, on her channel, I think their strategy is just to avoid it and not talk about it at this point. I could potentially see myself making a video, but, you know, again, I don't want to make any more videos about this. Honestly, bro, I just want to talk about Mario Kart World. I want to get the Switch 2, and I want to play the hell out of Mario Kart World and not think about these people anymore. Man, what happened to the treat others the way you want to be treated golden rule? I know, exactly. But yeah, I think it's important that these videos and streams are out there. But yeah, these are very sensitive topics and they are exhausting. And I want to talk about something more lighthearted, like maybe red shelling someone in Mario Kart. Red shelling a snowman with a cow in Mario Kart. That sounds flippin' awesome. That sounds great. But again, I care, which is why I'm doing this. Okay. There were a lot of parts in this stream that were a little on the more joking side and lighthearted. And there were some parts that were more serious. Certain creators reach out to me saying that they won't be able to speak themselves on the stream with me. They won't be able to be present themselves. But they sent either sent me statements, or in this case, a video in response to my stream that they wanted me to share on the stream, or they gave me permission to share on the stream. And this creator, Lil Ball of Fun, who I reacted to her video when the whole Ballomatic stuff happened, I felt like she had a really good point in the video that she made. And this is, again, I wanna create a trigger warning just because I don't know if I'm gonna be going into it exactly, but it has to do with a little bit of like more mental health issues, you know, unaliving ideations and stuff like that. So this is more serious. This is more sensitive. Again, Lil Ball of Fun gave permission for me to show this video. It's currently unlisted on her channel. I'm trying to hide the URL. Yeah, the URL is pretty much hidden. Yeah, the URL is hidden, so people can't just put it in themselves. But yeah. And I was debating if I wanted to share this on my stream or not. I was going back and forth because she shares a lot of private messages between her and Grande. I don't have the full context of everything that happened and everything that was public, everything that was private, but I do know that she shares a lot of private messages in this video, and I'm going to be, just for the sake of privacy, I'm going to be skipping over those private messages. Grande made a video about the falling out between these two. So basically, Lil Ball of Fun and the Grande Gamer used to be friends for 15 years, which is a long time, and they had a falling out. And, you know, the Grande Gamer, I'll show the video, but basically, I'm going to be skipping around the video and not showing the messages because it could be embarrassing for Grande. I didn't get his consent to show their private messages, and that's just what I personally feel is right. But I will share what she shared about the situation, but not the messages themselves. So I'm going to skip around the video. And there's no audio, so honestly, I could put like the Nintendo music back. Let me go ahead and do that. It's lagging a little bit. Give me a second. Oh my goodness. What's going on with my PC today? It is exceptionally laggy. Okay. I think it's going to play any second now. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What's happening? Give me a second, guys. Please bear with me. My computer's freezing up. Maybe we're not getting any music. Okay, I can still play her video. I don't know why. Wait. I think it's playing? Give me a second. Oh my gosh. Okay, I don't know if it's gonna play. It might just randomly start playing. But, check Task Manager. Give me a second. Okay. I think I'm back. Okay. I'm back. I restarted my PC. I'm just hoping it doesn't. Okay. I don't know why it seems like Opera GX is making stuff lag the most. Okay, my music is here. Okay, we're back. Now let me just get everything back up. was really weird. Okay, we're back on the private browser. Okay. I don't want to show the... That's fine. Okay. I think we're good. URLs are showing. Okay, let me just keep it there. I'm gonna open it up again. Give me a second. I have to get the link. But okay, it's running a lot better now. I just had to reset it. I don't know why it was giving me some issues there. Okay. I have the video here now. So far, so good, people. Okay. We're good. It's not lagging. It's actually running a lot better than it was before. Yeah, no lag. Okay. Good. Oh, thank God. Thank God we are back. Okay. And again, there's no audio. There's no audio in the video, so I'm just playing my music instead. Okay. We're back. Again, I just want to say again, this is Lil Ball of Fun's video about the falling out that her and Grande had. They had a friendship of 15 plus years, and I want to be sensitive to that, and this is something very personal to her. She gave me permission to share this video, even though it's currently unlisted on her channel. In order to maintain privacy, I'm not going to show any of the screenshots of their private messages in my stream because, you know, I'd want permission from Grande to do that. But anyway, they had a falling out in their friendship. She made a video on it, so the truth was out there. And then he made a response video on it. He deleted his video, and she unlisted hers because I guess there was a lot of drama and like the communities got involved. So that's the context. That's the general context that I get. But there is a point that I was able to draw from this. So the truth must be told. The first thing that she said is, okay, so I guess Grande made a video first. Since Grande publicly announced our friendship ending in a video and explained nothing, I think it's only fair for you all to know the whole truth. I suggest pausing to read everything, which is exactly what we're gonna do. So, she says, this isn't to throw hate or anything, just to expose the truth. Many have walked away from me without knowing the full story. Rewatching his video made me want to share this with you all. I don't know if Grande said certain things on his channel to tarnish Lil Ball of Fun's image within his community, but regardless, it's very clear that it was a private matter between the both of them, but it unfortunately ended up becoming public to some degree. You know, and the communities knew about it, and people started taking her side, his side, and it's really sad because they were friends for 15 plus years. So what went south in their friendship? He made content talking. That's horrible. So his video came first, and then she made a response video. So she wanted the truth to come out there, but she didn't make this public first. It was him that first made it public, but then of course he took his down, she took hers down. I know I'll probably get hated on, but that's okay. The truth deserves to be told. This has been haunting me since he made his video because no one came to talk to me. So now it's my turn to share the tragic story of why our 15 plus years of friendship died. And that's really sad. I'm really sorry that you had to go through that, Ashley. And, you know, in retrospect, based on his recent actions, I think this was for the better. But from what I saw in the video and all the context around it, this was likely extremely hard for you. And I read that in the messages, you were very frustrated. You didn't want to end things with Ryan, but he was doing stuff that just showed that he wasn't being a true friend, and you talked about that in this video. He mentioned in his video that we had a cycle. He'd upset me, we'd make up, things would be cool, and then the cycle started again. What he failed to mention is why. Why was I always getting upset at my best friend? Well, there were 3 dates in particular he mentioned, but never explained, so let's get to it. And yeah, that's something very important. I don't think... Anyway, we'll get more context here, and then I'll give my thoughts. March/April 2022. This is a date I won't actually discuss. Unlike the others, this was something super personal. I had nothing to do with the communities. So I'm sorry for that. But I guess like they had a disagreement or argument. March/April was something that was very personal. There were a couple incidents prior to the next date he mentions that also caused us to fight. Number 1 being his failure to protect 2 of his community members when they repeatedly asked for help because someone was making them uncomfortable and harassing them in his community, but he did nothing, which is actually something that I talked about earlier in this stream. Yeah, I hope she's doing okay too. She has a lot of support from me, Nicholas, and a lot of other community members. So I'm happy that we are here to support each other and be there for each other in this situation. I just wish that we could all be friends with Ryan and Hunter, and I've said that a billion times already, but you know what I mean. But I mentioned earlier in this stream about how it's important when you say that you love and care about someone, you stand up for them. If I say, and it's true, I stand by this, I'm going to say, I love and care about all of you in my chat. And because I care and love about all of you in my chat, if I see someone harassing you in my chat, someone coming into my chat and calling you names, attacking your identity or whatever, I'm going to take action. Either I'm going to take action or I'm one of my mods, or I'm going to get one of my mods to take action. I think content creators and community leaders have a responsibility like that. That's just my personal belief on the internet. So the fact that he was caught in this kind of a situation where someone was being harassed and he didn't do anything. I don't know the nature of the harassment. I'm not going to claim to know the nature of the harassment, but just that alone. You know, either you want to do one of 2 things. You want to try to get them to make up in some way, or if someone is just blatantly harassing and attacking you and your community, you got to just ban them. You got to make an executive decision and get rid of the person who's starting a fight. Yeah, a lot of people's mistakes get overlooked because they have a big number. Oh yeah, 110%. A bazillion of the biggest YouTubers, because they're charismatic or something, and they have a big number, they get away with it. Scot-free, for sure. Not all of them, but it took me yelling at him to make him do something about it. Yeah, that you shouldn't have to do that. You shouldn't get on his butt about something like that. This was a very hard day. I was moving, and then September 2022 now. So they're friends IRL. Obviously, they've been friends for longer than Ryan's had his YouTube channel, so they're IRL friends. And she was hurting and upset because she was moving, and there was a lot of emotions involved. There was a lot of stuff going on, and let me just read it. He said he'd be there for me and help me if he could. The day of, he tells me he's busy and can't do it. The real kicker, though, he went live. He decided to stream instead of helping me. Of course, I'd be upset at that. Our conversation certainly didn't help either. Again, I want to add the context that I'm not trying to morally grandstand here, but I'm saying if I was in this situation, if I knew my friend was struggling and was going through a move, those can be very stressful. I've moved like 4 or 5 times within the last year, and I've got better each time, but there's a lot of stuff that goes into that. It seemed like Ashley was going through a lot here. And he had already agreed. That's the worst part. He had already agreed to help her. He said he'd be there for her. And I've had to cancel numerous live streams on my channel or move the date to live streams on my channel. Most recent one, on Friday. On Friday, I said I was going to stream Paper Mario 64 like I've been doing every Friday, but I didn't stream it on Friday. I decided to move it to Saturday because I had, unfortunately, a, family event that happened in my personal life that I needed to be present for. I needed to be present with my family, and I needed to help them out last Friday, so I decided to stream it on Saturday instead of Friday. If Ashley is a very important friend to him, and he said, what's up, Erasmo Ramirez? She was, and he bailed her for his content, really tells you where his priorities were and may still be. Yeah, And it's just super messed up. He said he was busy and he couldn't help her out, and he decides to do a live stream on that day. Apparently he wasn't too busy to stream. You know, if I had something come up and I couldn't help a family member, and, you know, I had time enough to stream, I wouldn't be streaming. If it was that important that I couldn't help, like, a close friend or family member out in their time of need, I wouldn't be doing something that's a luxury like streaming, because this is a luxury. I enjoy streaming, I enjoy playing games and working on my YouTube channel. This is not like this is not like a pressing matter. This is not like rushing someone to the hospital. This is not like something like an emergency, like I came under like a severe illness, like I physically can't help you move. It's nothing like that. It's ridiculous, and it's really messed up. And I agree, and I understand why she's upset about this, and I think any good friend would be upset about this, and I think it's important that you share with your friend how you feel. And if they're really your friend, they'll respect what you're saying, and they'll apologize, you know, maybe like explain like what came up, their thought process in it, and say, you know, I'm sure Ashley said, hey, if this is how our friendship is gonna be, like, what the F? I know, straight up Phantom Flame. That's what I'm thinking. You know, you talk it out, and you'd actually address it. You'd address it. Okay, let's go into more details here. You'd address the situation, and you'd create some sort of a solution. Here's a bunch of screenshots that I'm not gonna show. But I'll create like a little gist of the screenshots. I see Ashley, Little Ball of Fun, as a frustrated friend. Someone who cares for Grande, who wants to be friends with Grande, who's hurt by Grande, by him just being a very negligent friend and doing stuff that like is obviously, it hurts her, and, you know, bailing on stuff that friends would be upset about. If you're not being a friend would be upset about you not being a friend. That's reasonable, and she was reasonably upset. But when Ashley is expressing her anger and frustration in these DMs, the friend thing to do would either own up to it, or like say, you know, I'm sorry that you saw it that way. This happened, add a little bit of context, talk about the situation, have a little dialogue. This happened, that happened, you know, I should have done this differently here. You know, next time, so I could be a better friend and show up for you and show you that I care, I'm gonna do this differently. But what I see Grande do in these DMs is he doesn't even address the reason why she's upset. He starts pitying himself. He starts making it about him. He starts saying, oh, I'm such a horrible person. Ashley, I can't believe I made you feel this way. Boo-hoo, look at me. I'm so bad. I'm so lowly. But again, yeah, sure, you're like being all shameless, like saying like you're horrible and you're a bad friend and everything like that. Then be better. Be a better friend and stop talking about yourself. Stop focusing on yourself and start focusing on why she's upset. And let's talk about how we could improve this instead of dwelling on how bad of a person you are, because apparently you're so obsessed with just you know, like poo-pooing on yourself without actually wanting to change things. It's very, you know, it's you could say it's a manipulation tactic, and it is a manipulation tactic. You know, they start saying that they feel bad, and then, you know, like Ashley, you know, she might have been tempted, thankfully she didn't, might be tempted, oh, I'm sorry that you're feeling bad, that I'm feeling bad. No, I'm sorry. And then you make Ashley the one that feels like she needs to apologize instead of Grande, because Grande is basically saying like, oh, I'm such a horrible friend. I should have never made you feel that way, without going into details and actually trying to work it out. And that's the pattern, and that's why this cycle keeps happening. It was manipulation. He really does. You never understood why. He also did it in the video about her. Yeah. Like, I'm a bad person? That's shameless. Do you have no pride in yourself and who you are? Just say, hey, I messed up. Whatever. Let's fix this. Don't just start saying, oh, paint yourself like, oh, I'm not worthy of your friendship. Please have mercy on me. You know, making this about you, because it's not about you. On how not to handle things. So if, say, you know, let's just give Ryan the benefit of the doubt, and if he's somehow watching this portion of my stream, which I kind of doubt he's watching this portion of my stream, don't do this, Grande. Don't do this, Ryan. if someone has an issue with you, address the issue and talk about and apologize where you messed up and give them some sort of assurance on what you're going to do better next time and actually change. That's how friendships work and evolve, and that's how you work through hard times, through cooperation, through collaboration, and working through it together. Going through the hard conversations and addressing it and not being selfish and trying to put yourself in someone else's world. So that's my whole opinion on that. And Ashley owns up here because she did say some harsh things to Ryan. She says, "Do I admit to being snappy and emotional? Absolutely, but I felt hurt and betrayed, so I reacted to how I felt in that moment. Again, we're not attacking anyone here, just putting the whole unfiltered truth out there for everyone to see." And it makes more sense that she made this video and put it out there because Ryan put it out there first. November 2022. This was the start of the ultimate betrayal and downfall of our friendship. See, I had a falling out with someone else and spoke to my ex-bestie, which is Ryan, about it at great lengths. I felt scared and terrorized. I admit I was blinded by my own feelings and couldn't understand how he could be so okay to someone who hurt me so badly. He eventually told me he would be avoiding that person from now on. So, sounds good. I couldn't understand how he could be so... Yeah. But, like, she was upset that he was so okay with this person, and it seemed like, okay, he's trying to make some sort of a change because he values her and her feelings in the friendship. He's saying, okay, I won't have anything to do with this person. That's it. End of story, right? Nope. Not the end of story. Doomsday struck. He told me how he was in a group chat for a collab, which included the one he said he'd be avoiding. That person started talking badly about me, as well as someone else who was mad at me. He shared the screenshots and even said he wasn't sure if he could consider them friends anymore because of it. Why is he still talking with them? Ashley's your friend. They're obviously harassing and shit-talking Ashley. Have nothing to do with them. Stand up for your friend. You wouldn't want to be friends with someone like that who's blatantly attacking your other friends. That's not what a true friend does. And why share screenshots with Ashley? You're just going to make her more upset. Just take action and cut yourself off. Maybe say like, hey, Ashley, I'm sorry. I just decided to, talk with this person again. And, not only that, but defend her. Defend her. Say, hey, stop saying this about Ashley. Like, this is not right. This is messed up. And not just backhandedly just send Ashley screenshots. It's just like, what's going on here? Why are you still talking with them? Yeah, exactly. The very next day after this, I come to his stream. I see he had been playing with the one he said he'd be avoiding and talking to him in chat like nothing happened. And, he said, oh, I'm not going to have anything to do with them. Is actually a sell on their... Exactly. Grande said he's not going to have anything to do with them. I don't consider them a friend anymore. The next day, he's playing on stream. Wait. He's playing on stream with this person harassing Ashley. Why? That's the worst thing you could do here. As a friend. Prioritize your friendships over your content. Seriously. Come on, dude. And you wonder why Ashley's upset you guys have this cycle. Maybe start to ask why you have this cycle and instead of just saying, oh, we have this kind of cycle. She's upset, then I apologize, then we're cool again. Yeah, it's just how life is. No, try to fix things, try to work things out, and try to think a little bit about your friendships and where your priorities lie. I was furious. He lied to me. I rewound the stream a bit and found where the person had apologized. And your ex-bestie tells him it's okay. Everyone makes mistakes. Apparently hurting, terrorizing, and insulting your bestie is a mistake. So I guess he apologized. I don't know how genuine the apology was after they did everything. I can't speak to that. I don't know what the apology was like. But at the very least, Ashley should have been part of this conversation. This person shouldn't have been on Grande's stream, without talking to Ashley. Ashley should have accepted the apology, and Ashley should have been okay with this person. Grande shouldn't have just done all this without talking to Ashley about it. If he wanted to stand with Ashley, he should have made sure that they had an open conversation about it, and until things were resolved between Ashley and this person, Ashley forgave them and was okay with Ryan streaming with this person again, up until that point, he should have had nothing to do with this other person. I've heard this guy had issues with people, but dear Lord, seriously? Like, what makes him think that it's okay to do that? I don't get it. I don't think this is that complicated of stuff, but I don't know. Sometimes people surprise you. I admit I absolutely blew up at him. I was so heartbroken. Yeah, I get it. You've been through this a lot. You're trying, Ashley. I see you. You are trying here. You have a lot of history with this guy, and you're really trying to stay friends with him, and I commend you for how much you're really trying and how much his friendship meant to you, and I'm sorry that he was so shitty to you. See, that's better than Grande right there. Like, I'm acknowledging why you're hurt. Can Grande acknowledge why you're hurt and then apologize and say, this is what I'm going to do differently? Here I am saying what Grande should have done differently. He should have been the one, like, saying, I see why you're hurt, I apologize, and this is what I'm going to do differently. So heartbroken and betrayed, I couldn't be calm at that point, and this ultimately led to our friendship ending because I was upset that he couldn't keep his word, and here's more screenshots. These are like their final screenshots before they finally ended the friendship. And basically, the conclusion that Ryan came to, which was shown in those screenshots, is that he can't help but hurt Ashley. He sees this happening over and over again, and he used that as a cop-out. Let's just end the friendship. It wasn't Ashley that ended it in the end of things. It was Ryan. And that doesn't change. It was in the screenshots. It was right there. Ryan said, hey, you know, I feel bad. I'm always hurting you. Let's just end this friendship. I think it'd be better for both of us. Ryan, you could have kept being friends with Ashley if you were actually a friend to her. It's plain and simple. You could have kept being friends with her. This did not have to happen, and it was a very simple solution. You know, two people who have very different life experiences and different backgrounds who don't understand each other, if they try hard enough to meet each other halfway and see where they're at, you can become friends, and you can stay friends if you keep trying hard. Relationships, friendships, they take work. You know, I'm sure you could ask like people in any sort of relationship, ask like, hey, have you fought? Oh, Epic Luigi. Hey, good to see you. Is it funny that Grande only collabed with me one time in Mario Party 4? I never talked to him again. LO, thank God I did though, because his positive remarks are really annoying as well. Yeah, especially when they're not genuine. They're not legitimate. It's unsubstantiated. But it's good to see you. Welcome, Epic. Hi. But yeah, I don't know if Grande just doesn't understand this stuff or he doesn't want to put in the work to fix things. I mean, he seems like he's super lazy. Like, he doesn't want to put in the work to actually care about people like his community and people, the LGBTQ community. He's too lazy to actually put in the work to what it takes to actually maintain a good friendship. And, you know, you need a wake-up call, Ryan. You need a wake-up call that relationships take work, and you got to get up off your ass and get to work in your relationships. It's not as easy as like, I love you, you love me. You're going to annoy them at some point. They're going to annoy or upset you at some point. And that's when you have to engage, talk about it, and work through things. Work through things with your community, work through things with your relationships, friendships. You know, if you see this cycle with Ashley, this is going to be a cycle. This is why this is happening here on YouTube. This is going to be a cycle that's going to continue happening in your life unless you actually change. You said you took a whole month to self-reflect, but I haven't seen any change, and I want to start seeing that change. If you're going to start putting yourself out there and start having an opinion in the public space, I don't want you as having a big platform to bring this kind of toxic positivity to the platform when there's nothing backing it. You need to be more responsible. You need to be more responsible with your community and your relationships. And this just shows that I don't want anyone else to be hurt because of you. I don't want Ashley to be hurt because of you. I don't want LGBTQ people to be hurt because of you. You know, you could try to say positive stuff on your streams and everything, but it doesn't matter when, you know, this is clearly a pattern with you. He does it like every morning as well. This guy doesn't know how to have a legitimate conversation, doesn't take fault in actions, yet has a big ass platform. Yeah, it's because he made Minecraft tutorials. A lot of people don't watch his streams too much though. He doesn't get too many views, but that doesn't matter. Views and all that stuff doesn't matter. It's just, I want him to get better. I want Ryan and Hunter and Savannah, I want to see a change. And, you know, if it takes me saying I care about them, because I do, despite everything that they've done, I care about them as people. I believe in people's ability to make changes, even when they've shown constantly not to make those changes. I think at any point, tomorrow, the next day, the next month, the next year, you know, Hunter could wake up one morning, Ryan could wake up one morning and decide, hey, this is going to be hard because I'm not used to this, but I want to start making a change for the better. They can make that decision. It is possible. And I hope that they do make that decision. That's my genuine hope. Consider it wishful thinking, but that's my genuine hope for them. And I want them to know in the meantime that I care about them, but I can't stay silent about what they're doing with their big platforms. So that's my whole spiel on that. So there you have it, the full story. Do with it what you will. Like I said, this isn't to attack anyone or hurt him in any way. It was to put the whole truth out there. Hate me if you want, but the truth had to be told. If you want to talk more, feel free to message me. I'm done hiding and hurting. And you see, Ashley is free to talk about it and makes herself open, sharing like exactly what happened. And she doesn't try to hide. Like, if people wanted to reach out to her to get clarification on the situation, she opened herself up to that. When it comes to Ryan, Hunter, Savannah, if you want to criticize or if you want to talk about something, they make it extremely difficult to reach out to them. I've tried, believe me. I have tried to reach out to them to talk with them about this stuff. You know, maybe other people haven't tried as much, but I could say personally that I have tried to reach out to them, and they make it exceptionally difficult to have a conversation with them. So she doesn't hide that she acted emotionally too, admitting her own flaws, which is incredibly respectable. Absolutely, she owned up to that, which is great, which is awesome. You've seen Grande chat sometimes in David's old Discord server, and his positive remarks were so weird. They just felt fake in a way. Like, he says them all the time, but it doesn't feel genuine. Yeah, I want to make sure I'm talking to a real person here, not just like a corporate wall of a person just to say, I'm positive. Make good things today. I mean, I say at the end of my videos, when life gives you coins, make one-ups. But I try to back up that statement in the nature of the content that I make. Like, when an opportunity arises, when an opportunity strikes, when I'm able to improve my editing, when I'm able to stream a new game, I'm taking advantage of that opportunity, and I'm making the best out of my life with what I've been given. I have another year of my life. That's what, when life gives you coins, make one-ups means. It means with whatever you have, whatever situation it is, no matter how bleak it is or how good it is, make the most of it. Constantly improve yourself, grow, become better, become a better version of yourself day by day. And that's what that encouragement's supposed to be. But when you have someone who says these positive remarks and it just sounds like random, like, action figure catchphrases, then, and all their actions point the opposite, that's not going to mean anything. People need to know that you care about them before they actually start listening to the things that you say. If you don't care about someone and they can see that and they can feel that, why the hell are they going to listen to you? They're not going to take anything you say seriously. So, thank you for sharing that with me, Ashley. That created a much better context for, you know, why Ryan would act this way in the whole Hunter situation. Because he can't take accountability. He couldn't walk it back. So the only way he knew how to handle the situation is deflect. So it's just in his nature, unfortunately. So I really appreciate this, Ash, and putting it into context like that. You swear you were in a server with him and the good morning messages were so annoying. I could tell he didn't want to keep doing that every... Ashley truly deserved better for putting up with him for that long. Absolutely. Ashley was being a good friend, an exceptionally good friend, and I give you a lot of credit there. You say, have a good day, everyone on Discord, but only if you're in a good mood and it reflects it. Yeah, you want to be genuine. You want to be incongruent with who you are as a person, or else, you know, honestly, I'm sure this is very exhausting for Ryan, having to keep up this positive persona. I'm sure it feels very forced and it feels very stressful for him to do that. So I think he needs a little bit of deconstruction and he needs to build a more real, genuine version of himself. I think that would be great if Ryan actually wanted to change something here and fix something. So I did not, there were some people who did want to voice chat to talk about their thoughts at the end of my stream. But before I actually hop into a voice chat with these people and these creators that want to talk about their experiences with Grande, there was 2 other people that wanted me to share messages that they had because they unfortunately could not be on the stream. So let me go ahead and change my window here. Give me a second. I'm going to make sure I'm at the message because I don't want to share any messages that people don't want to be shared. The first one was Camdog. Actually, I'm not going to share my screen because like it'll show like previous logs and everything. So I'm just going to keep it blank for now, I guess. Give me a second. I'll just keep it on this screen. Why not? But I'm gonna read Camdog's message. Camdog had a message for the stream that he wanted to share about Grande. And starts out by saying, to the Grande Gamer, aka Ryan, I can still see that you're silent. I wish I can look around on what's going on. Ballo hurt Maddie. I thought I was going to lose her. Ryan, it's time to stop hiding the positivity and see what LGBTQ are affected by Ballo's and Savannah's words. I'm going to say this again. I have a grandmother who is religious and one of my cousins who is trans. In my family, we love each other the way who we are. The rule in the Bible says treat with everybody, equal respect, in love, and be good to your neighbors. Grande, it's time to stop hiding, stop with the positivity act, and man up. Everybody who's Christian and LGBTQ, love everyone, show love, and hatred is wrong. Be who you are and believe what you want to believe. Nobody deserves to be hurt. Myself will love and respect the way you are. May the sunshines be with everyone. Hashtag pause forever goes out to everybody's communities from my heart. Thank you for the message, Camdog. It was very heartfelt. You're very upset about the situation. And thanks for voicing your love for everyone in all of the communities. I appreciate Camdog. I hope to be collaborating with him more in the future. I want to do streams. I actually was talking about wanting to do a Mario Party stream with him in the near future because I think that'd be really cool. So I want to be working with him more, and I appreciate the fact that he's so caring and willing to voice his support in this situation. So hashtag pause forever. Actually, let's do hashtag pause for Cam. Hashtag pause for Cam in the live chat. There we go. Hashtag pause for Cam. Much love and much support, Camdog. Also, thank you for 23 likes on the stream, guys. I appreciate that. Cam is a good person. Absolutely. Okay. I'm looking at the poll just right now. So I'm actually surprised. There's 73 votes. 34% of people are saying that Grande Gamer is off the hook. Although I am seeing a lot of people in my live chat speak out against the Grande Gamer, but I am curious of like the people that voted that Grande Gamer is off the hook. I'm curious about them sharing their opinions in the chat as well. Of course, like be respectful, but I would like to see other perspectives other than just a collective hive mind. And then of course, 19% saying I'm not sure. 47% of people say Grande is not off the hook, which, you know, seems to be the popular choice, but not as popular as I expected, which I do find interesting. you don't think people understand what off the hook means. You know, that could be part of it. But, you know, that could be part of it. Yeah, that makes sense. Possibly, I don't know. But yeah, if there are people who think, you know, Grande's in the right. Oh, you think you clicked the wrong one? That's all good. If there are people in my chat who do think Grande is in the right, I don't want to silence your ability to speak in this stream too. If you have something to the conversation that you'd like to add, I'm very much open to that. I am 100% open to that. Of course, any harassment or hate speech or anything like that, not tolerated. But I don't want to silence your voice and being able to voice support for Grande either. Enough for a first past the post-election system. They have a right to... Yeah, exactly, Shadowbones14. Everyone does, in a respectful manner. You think you clicked the wrong one? Okay, it just seems like a lot of people were clicking the wrong option by accident. That's completely fine. That's totally fine. All right, another person who wanted to voice their opinion, and then we'll go ahead and enter a voice chat, where I think Norhart, my friend Norhart, wanted to get into a voice chat. I don't know if there were any other creators that wanted to hop in a voice chat to voice their opinions. I know Nicholas came last time. I don't know if he wants to come again or if anyone else wants to hop on. I know Camdog did a little message response. If Epic Luigi's still here and she has some things that she'd like to publicly say in a voice chat, no pressure at all. You don't have to talk in the voice chat. You already talked a little bit in my live chat, but any creators that are currently on the stream that would like to talk in the voice chat on the stream, you're more than welcome to do so. But the next person who sent a message because they weren't able to publicly be here on the stream live is Hawk of Kings, who from my understanding, was a big Grande supporter. And I think Hawk still goes to Grande streams, and I think still does support him to an extent. So I was a little curious about this message, but of course, I'm gonna relay the message regardless. And Hawk has been showing up to a lot of my streams recently and was very happy about me reaching 3,000 subscribers. So and Hawk is a content creator himself, so I'm just gonna read what he sent me. He said, "Hi NintendoNovice." Wait, let me see. Okay, yeah. He said, "Hi NintendoNovice. I saw you're planning a talk stream about Ryan, the Grande Gamer, today. I really wish I could join the voice chat, but unfortunately I'll be at work by the time it starts. I just wanted to share a few thoughts ahead of the stream. I've known Ryan for 18 years, and wow, that's a long time. Wow, that is a long time. I had no idea that Hawk knew Ryan for that long. Man, Ryan has a lot of long-term friends. 18 years. That's actually really impressive. I've known Ryan for 18 years, and while that's a long time, it doesn't mean I stand by everything he says or does. I wasn't aware of what happened during Hunter's, aka Ballomatic, stream until well after things had already spiraled. Once everything came to light, I chose to distance myself from Hunter's streams, not out of drama, but because I don't support how he handled the situation. I also rarely visit Savannah's streams anymore, mainly because Hunter is there so often. When I do stop by, it's usually just a quick "Heyo everyone" before heading off to do my own thing. Ryan recently returned to streaming after previously saying he was quitting YouTube. In the time I've known him, I've seen that he often tries to blend in with the crowd to avoid standing out, which, is what we've seen, absolutely. But in this situation, that choice only made things worse, and now it's turned into quite the mess, one that's still lingering with little acknowledgement or accountability from anyone involved. It's like the whole thing hit the NASA X-43. I assume that's a really fast spaceship. And we all know how fast that flies. I don't know how fast that flies. Let me see. How fast does the NASA X-43 fly? Um, 7,366 miles per hour. Very important detail. So, over 7,000 miles per hour is how fast, the whole Ballomatic situation hit. And I care deeply about the LGBTQ+ community and the ongoing fight for equality, understanding, and safety. I also believe in open dialogue about personal beliefs, including religion. Yep, I believe in that too. I think people should feel comfortable openly talking about this stuff, even though it's a little controversial. And it's not always the appropriate time to do so. That takes discernment, which everyone develops in their own time, including religion. But when conversations cross into controversial or harmful territory, that's where I draw the line. Things can get ugly fast, and I don't want to be part of that. At the end of the day, I don't condone the actions that have unfolded. I hope those involved find the courage to step up and take responsibility. It's never too late to do the right thing. So there you have it. A longtime friend of Grande, Hawk of Kings, is saying that he would like it if they did take accountability. Oh, hey everyone. Ashley's in the chat. She said, hey everyone, thank you for the love and support. Gotta go, but I'll watch the replay after. Much love, everyone. Stay awesome. You too, Ash. Good to see you here. And I'm glad that we were able to talk about this. But yeah, no, I'm glad that Hawk of Kings expressed this, especially knowing Grande Orion for so long. 18 years is a long time, but still being able to say that, hey, I don't really agree with what Grande is doing here, and say like he hopes that people take accountability. I appreciate Hawk making that step and saying that, with having, you know, that long history with Ryan. So thank you for sharing that, Hawk. That means a lot. You mean Hawk has made a lot of good points? Yeah. So I appreciate that statement from Hawk. So those are the only two statements I got from YouTubers personally about the situation. And now, anyone who wants to enter a voice chat, I think I'll go ahead and, Noor, if you're available, I could go ahead and give you a call on Discord. And then anyone else who wants to join the call, who is a content creator. I'm not just inviting everyone in the chat into this call, or else this is going to be crazy chaos. But I'll go ahead and call you, Noor, and then anyone else who wants to enter the call, you are content creators who want to enter the call, you are more than welcome to enter the call as well. You're free whenever you are. Awesome, awesome. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and call you now. I'm gonna turn off the music, that way it doesn't... Actually, I'll just turn the music down. I'll turn the music down, and I'll turn the desktop audio up so you guys could hear. Let me see how that sounds. Oh, that's way too loud. Give me a second. Okay, I think it's good now. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and call Noor now. Would join, but not sure if you have much to say, since Ashley pretty much said what you would say, since it would be me defending her. Oh, well, Shadowbones, if you do want to join and you do feel like you have something to say, you're more than welcome to, but if not, completely fine too. Just let me know. You've been raiding those 3 scumbags only to find out the truth about them? Yeah. Now the music's a little too soft. Okay, I think the music's at a good level now. All right, you're gonna get a call, Noor. There we go. Okay. Here we are, calling the one and only Noor Hart, a good friend of mine, and I'm happy to know him.
Hello?
Hey, Noor.
Yo.
Yo, all right. I think everyone on the stream could hear you all right. Let me make sure. Okay, yeah. No.
It's pretty good. I'm not too loud.
Yeah.
I'm not too quiet or anything.
Yep. Hey, you're at a good volume.
Okay, cool. Anyways, yeah, hi, how's it going?
Hey, good to hear you, man. Okay, first of all, thanks for being here and being on the stream and being a part of this and being willing to share your own personal experience about Grande. I appreciate that. I appreciate you speaking out and being here.
It's no worries. There's some things I do have to like I want to say, despite not ever having a single Well, I've had conversations with him, but it was like in his chat sometimes, but never like an actual concrete like friendship in a sense.
Yeah, I get you.
What I want to say though is I've learned about Grande from Nicholas from a raid one time, and I decided to try to give him a shot, but when I saw the way that he like talked with his chat, like I can like it's weird. I have like these weird like kind of like
Is it like
analyzing
intuition? Like an intuition?
Yes, like it's because of my wife. She has had so much influence on me that she can easily spot red flags, and it has like she's rubbed it onto me.
Gotcha,
so
yeah.
When I first saw Grande and everything, I saw the way that he would talk to his chat. I would see like the way his chat would like communicate with him, and I don't know, just like everything, like the vibe of this channel, something felt off. And because what was it? He was celebrating his birthday in August of 23, if I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm.
And he said he was doing YouTube for a while, but I saw that he had like a low sub count, which like I don't know if it's just me, but when somebody says something like that, it's just like something feels kind of fishy from the start.
Mm-hmm.
And I
Wait,
don't know, because like
just
I
to
wanted to
clarify,
give him a chance anyway.
He was on the stream and he said something to the extent of, "Oh, I've been doing this for a while, but I have a low sub count," and he was talking about that.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I could see why that would come across wrong.
And I was like just thinking like I had red flags with him from the start, but I wanted to give him a chance anyway because that's how I was raised.
Mm-hmm.
So I've like shown up every once in a while where he would stream Smash Bros or Gen 9, the worst Pokemon game, but I would like it is. But I would like attempt to make that connection with him, but then like shortly after, like let's say like a good month or two, I would start hearing negative things about Grande. Like what was it? I would hear that he would just like spread his positivity throughout multiple Discord servers, which I have experienced. I noticed it in his own server. I noticed it in Cam Dogs when I was in there at the time.
Yeah.
And it felt so forced. I noticed it in, if I remember correctly, Epic Luigi's server too when I was still in there.
Mm-hmm.
And it felt forced. It felt AI, just like his intro and outro on his streams. And later on too, I would get like a bunch of people telling me, like other collaborators, like, oh, I've noticed that he has like his little favoritism with other content creators, because when I first met him, when I first saw his channel and everything from Nicholas, it didn't seem like it. But then like later on, I noticed that he started talking to specific creators way more, which would include Ballomatic.
Yeah.
I didn't know who PurplePh0enix was at the time. And I had people telling me about this, and I'm just sitting there like, okay, why Ballomatic specifically is something I never got to figure out.
Yeah, I found that really confusing too. Like, why out of all the creators does Ryan like seem to fixate so much on Ballomatic? And you saw my video. You saw all of, like the things that he said in Hunter's chat supporting him when he was saying this stuff, and it was just like so weird why he just feels so much need to suck up to Hunter.
Yeah, and I'm just sitting there like I do not remember how old Grande is. Do you have any clue?
I've been told that he's 32.
32. Okay.
Yeah, I've been told that.
I've known Ballomatic since he was 17, and when I was 17, I was extremely inexperienced.
Oh, he's 31. Okay.
He's 31?
He's
Okay,
31, I guess, gonna turn 32 soon. Well, I guess July. Okay, yeah, July. But yeah.
Yeah,
I know, I saw that
Okay,
too.
anyways.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Mhm.
Where was I?
You're
Shoot,
saying
I'm sorry.
about well, I know you were talking about how Grande fixates on Ballomatic, and you didn't know PurplePh0enix at the time, but he fixates.
Right. So my thing was, even now I am 22 years old and I am so inexperienced. I still have a lot of things to learn about life. So then when I see Ballo making like all of these decisions with his like homophobia and everything and expressing it onto the internet, there was a part of me that was upset, but also not surprised because stuff like this is so expected.
Yeah.
But Grande's behavior specifically, especially after all of this, like within the last like what 2 or 3 weeks or something like that. Hunter's 19.
Okay, he's 19.
But
You saying
just
behavior
like
recently?
him saying, yeah, like his behavior recently with like, oh, I'm quitting YouTube at like the end of March, and then like at the end of April, he just shows up out of nowhere again, like without saying anything at all, not addressing anything regarding the entire situation. The fact that when he was talking about this before he said that he quit, he talks about nothing, trying to defend himself about a situation that nobody in his community even remotely understands. I don't blame them because they were not told anything. They have to go into research, but it's not really that easy to go into research into something where the topic isn't, you know, there.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. It's just when I just don't understand. Like, I've had my own problems, my own troubles my entire life that I would work so hard for, and every day is somebody gets sick or somebody like me or somebody else loses a family member. It's so much to cope with, and I recently had a huge tragedy last week. So when I see people like Grande, grown ass men, do stuff like this, I get very upset that they are going to cause so much drama over the most trivial things.
Yeah.
It is so stupid. I do not understand. And I'm not doing this to attack anybody. I'm just trying to make sense of this because, like, here's the thing. I've seen people comment towards you about saying, like, oh, I get the, like, the whole, like, homophobic thing and how that's, like, bad and everything or whatever, but witch hunting isn't necessarily the answer. But the thing is, if I was the jerk doing stuff like this, I would want people witch hunting me because that's inexcusable.
I do
so
too.
So if I did something stupid and you made a video about me, I wouldn't be mad.
Absolutely. I feel the exact same way. If I'm irresponsible on my stream and I'm expressing something uninformed and I'm hurting people, I want people to talk about it. I want people to tell me. That way I could be held accountable. And, you know, if I see my fault, I can make a response video and try to be better. I totally agree with that point there. I totally agree.
Because when you don't say anything, when you are a content creator that is in the middle of drama, like, it could be a huge topic to somebody, like something like huge and scarring to someone, and when you just ignore the entire situation, if you're the one that hurt that, like, what else could like, I'm sorry, I'm so passionate about things like this, and
yeah, I'm right there with you, man. I'm right there with you. Like, I could only imagine. Oh, I'll let you finish.
Sorry, I was just saying, like, I have a viewer for like from the last like few months, like let's say like December, who just randomly disappeared and then came back saying like that they were like fighting for their life in the hospital, and they're like transgender and everything, and I was like scared out of my mind that like they weren't going to make it through because like it seemed like bad. And just like, and then like all of this drama was happening right in the middle of all of that, which is why I got even more heated than I initially would have been. So when I see like discrimination of any kind towards specific people, and they're already going through their own things that are completely unrelated to all of this, I I don't know. It's just
Yeah.
I don't get it.
I think you said it very well, because like you said, I remember you told me a little bit about that, and I thought that was really tragic. But I think about myself as a content creator, or I think about these people. Say, oh, this viewer, they're going through shit in their own life, whether it's with their family, friends, or like financial problems. You don't know what's going on in people's lives, and they come to watch their favorite content creator just to relax, have a good time, take their mind off of all the terrible things going on in their life, just to see them say that their identity is invalid. And for that creator just to come, the creator that you go and you get a little bit of comfort out of watching them, and then them to just start shit talking you too, when maybe like you're already getting that ton of harassment in your regular life. They don't need that. You don't know what people are going through. And me, and I know you too, Nor, when we stream, when we make videos, we try to make them lighthearted, fun, and we try to engage with our chat and show a genuine care and interest in the things that people are saying and sharing with us, and trying to make it a good time with good vibes.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
before I say anything else, I am grateful because Ray knows 100% who I am talking about regarding all of this.
Yeah.
And my thing is, too, regarding Grande, is he goes about all of this positivity and everything. When I talk with my community in my Discord server, there's like I also have like that same thing, admittedly, where I want to be positive so other people don't have to like have extra troubles with like whatever they're going through. But sometimes I slip up. Like again, I recently had some tragedies that have happened to me recently that have broken me as a man.
Yeah.
And I couldn't hide it, so then I just told like people in my server like, "Hey, I'm going to have to dip for a little bit because I'm just not feeling it." And like because I don't like to hide things from my viewers, but I guess that's not a problem for Grande. If Grande is the personification of his positivity, then I am the personification of humanity.
Yeah.
Because I want to teach people how to be a human. I want to teach people how to, I just care. Is it that hard? Because
It's very well said. That's very respectable of you. And anyone who comes onto YouTube or any place in their life and says that they have it all together, they have it all figured out, and they're perfect and all of this stuff, they're just lying to themselves, and they're lying to everyone else. And, I want to say, as a friend to you, Ren, and, I just want to say I'm sorry for like the stuff that you've been going through, and like you already know this. I don't need to tell you this, but like you have a lot of people here that love and support you, and it's okay for you to be going through a hard time. And we're here if you need us, and take the time that you need to heal, get your mind off of it, and come back when you feel you are ready, and you could be present with the community like you'd want to be.
Which I really appreciate.
Yeah.
And I appreciate you too, dude.
Yeah.
It's just I'm just like severely disappointed when it comes to this whole situation regarding Grande and PurplePh0enix, because with PurplePh0enix from what I've been told, is that she deletes everything to hide all of the things that go against those three, and when she does things like that and then they are on her side, they're not getting respect from anybody except for the people that don't know what is happening, which they don't like to talk about because they're afraid.
Yeah.
Confrontation doesn't hurt anybody except for the people that don't want to speak up.
You're so right. Confrontation's never a comfortable thing. It's not a comfortable thing for me. It's not a comfortable thing for you. There have been multiple times I was making my videos about Hunter or Ryan, and I had second thoughts. I was like, am I doing the right thing? Like, should I really be talking about this? But I was like, hey, this is important, and my level of comfortability of talking about it was outweighed by how much I cared to talk about what I felt was right. And even with making the stream a little bit, I mean, I think I'm happy to be doing this. Don't get me wrong. I'm happy to be here and be talking about this and voicing different people's opinions and creating a space like this. But, there is a certain level of me where it is uncomfortable, but I'm willing to get uncomfortable to talk about this. And I think that's something important that, everyone needs to learn how to get uncomfortable at times. And it's just kind of a reality of life.
It's hard. I would imagine. I've never been in that situation before. But that doesn't mean, like, you shouldn't do it anyway. And Shadow here is right. Silencing criticism doesn't mean you're in the right. That makes you even worse.
Oh, totally. And then Nicholas is saying, and some people still think PurplePh0enix is innocent just because she never did anything publicly. But the thing is, she puts on a persona on her channel while doing all the dirty work privately. You have all the DMs fully defending Ballomatic, and you see that's like a touchy thing for me too, because like just me personally, I don't like exposing DMs unless I have permission and everything like that. So that's why I've talked very much about Ballomatic and Grande the most, because they've put stuff out there publicly. I'm a little bit more uncomfortable with sharing, things shared in private in DMs like that. But like, I do want to 100% say on my stream that I think Savannah's right up there in complicity in defending them. And, I put in my video, the little screenshot of her just really telling me not to make a video about Ballomatic. And, she's just as, in the wrong as I'd say Grande, or potentially worse. But just a lot of her stuff that she's done has just been a lot more behind the scenes. But I haven't had as much to talk about in regard to her just because a lot of it was done in private.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you for sharing that, Nor. And I know at the beginning you were talking a little bit about noticing something about Grande being like, kind of like, like you had a weird feeling about him, and he was like a little exclusive, focusing on certain creators. I want to talk a little bit about like me knowing Grande too, because I haven't shared this in my video or on the stream at all. But I learned about the Grande Gamer through Nicholas Fernero as well. I think it was through him and a bid. Like, we were in a voice chat and they were talking about the Grande Gamer. I was like, oh, this guy plays Nintendo games. Da, 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 da. And I would like join his chat ever so often, talk with him, and I would. I even rated him a few times. I was rewatching one of my old streams the other day, and I saw at the end, all right, guys, we're gonna raid the Grande Gamer. And I was like, oh no. But
Man.
I did notice, like, because I was trying to like make friends with Ballomatic and the Grande Gamer just because I like to make friends with people, but I noticed that both of them seemed very standoffish from me, especially Grande. They seemed very standoffish, and I never understood why. I think potentially, the content on my channel, I do like to play on the edge a little bit with things, just because that's just kind of who I am. Like, I like to talk about very serious topics sometimes. I like to have a little bit of edgy humor in there, and maybe they saw that as like a PR risk for them. I don't know. That's just a random personal theory of mine. But yeah, no, my experience very much aligns with that, where they seem very exclusive and very standoffish from, seeing me as a creator who genuinely wanted to connect with them, and them just wanting nothing to do with me.
Oh, man. I feel like if I attempted to try to be friends with them, then the same thing would just happen to me, too.
Yeah.
Because from the things that I've been told from people like Nicholas and some of his buddies, some of my other buddies, it's just wild. But I've had I started having my theories when you started your stream.
Mm-hmm.
This technically isn't personal information because she's already had her YouTube account before, but Grande does have a girlfriend.
Yeah,
as far as I know.
She does.
And
he does, yeah.
Here's the thing. here's the thing that, like, with me, is she quit the moment all of this drama started happening because she was sick of seeing the drama that she's claimed in her community post.
Yeah.
Ryan left for the same reason that it was starting to get too much in the middle of all of it. So why did Grande come back without saying anything while she's still off the internet? And I'm thinking they had a disagreement and he just wanted to hit that like button again.
It's possible. It's possible, man. I mean, I could only theorize, the dynamics of their relationship and what could have happened between them. I mean, I definitely don't think his girlfriend was in the right too. I mean, his girlfriend was, defending them too, from what I heard in the Discord server, basically telling people to shut up and stop with the rumors, stop with all this, silencing people and all this kind of stuff. So I know that she was very much a part of it too. I totally forget her YouTube account, but honestly, if she's actually just like gone, I suppose it doesn't matter too much what her YouTube channel name is. I just
Right.
Yeah, I didn't talk about it too much personally, even though I know Ryan made it public. I don't know, it's just a thing with me when it comes to like people's personal relationships. I like to talk more about like public stuff, like that involves communities and not like relationships between one-on-one people. Because I feel like I just like that to be a little bit more to them. I don't know. That's just a personal thing with me.
I wanted to bring this up though because like she has had like some what's the word I'm trying to think of? Partake, I guess,
some like
into
involvement. Yeah, and that's totally fair.
Yeah,
I think
involvement into Ryan's streams,
and
yes.
I think it's good that you share about that because I think it's very relevant. Wait, so supposedly
Because,
she came back in one of his streams, but nothing after. Oh yeah, I saw that. Someone showed me that. It's just like she popped in, she did like a little like gifted membership or a donation, and she said like
recently?
Yeah, recently, and she did like she just
okay, never mind.
Yeah. So I did see that on one of his streams recently. She popped in and she said like she didn't want to stay for long or like make too big of an entrance. Like she kind of wanted to stay under the radar, but she just wanted to pop in there and she did a little donation and then she left or something like that.
Never mind. That completely contradicted everything I said within the last 3 minutes.
No, but I have heard people theorizing about their relationship and the status of it, though. But yeah, of course.
Like I personally don't care. Like as long as they're happy, that's honestly.
Oh, totally, yeah. And relationships are complicated too. Like maybe they could have had a fight, then they could have like patched things up. Who knows? You could only wonder what's going on between Grande and his girlfriend. So,
right.
But yeah, no, she was definitely in the wrong too because she was, defending him and, telling people to shut up about all the rumors and everything like that.
Yep.
So, I totally agree with that. I think that's very relevant. I think she made a community post too. Yeah, at one point. But yeah.
Yeah, that was like barely 2 months ago.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, thanks for sharing your perspective and your experience with Grande and your opinion on this matter. And I'm glad that we know each other. I'm glad that I know you and I know a lot of other people in the community who are willing to speak out and be real and be actual people, which is what people come to YouTube for. They come for you like a person and not like a sort of corporate entity or like sweep things under the rug. Like we're people, we make mistakes, we own up to the mistakes, and we're like real in our streams, and we have fun, and we it have like this whole community thing going on, So
I'm really grateful that I met you.
Yeah.
And I have no one to thank but Nicholas. Thanks,
Absolutely.
buddy.
Thanks, Nick. Nick, how are you like so like instrumental in all of this? Like so many people know each other because of you.
Yeah.
I mean, I definitely have people that I know that was because of me reaching out, not through Nicholas, but a lot of newer people I definitely know through Nicholas. And then, yeah. So that's really funny, but it's cool. I'm glad that we all know each other.
But man, yeah, I think I pretty much got everything I needed to say. But I just want to like emphasize that I am just like extremely disappointed in Grande about this whole situation because if he is 9 years older than me, he needs to act like it because he acts like he is 12, and doesn't know how to communicate with his own community or any of his friends. It just seems like he wants to stick with the the two people that he loves to death. But it's not that simple. When you are a content creator, you need to act like a role model. I would say
Totally.
whether or not you like it, but that's just how things are. If you don't like it, then don't be a content creator.
Yeah, I agree. Totally. He needs to understand what comes to being a content creator and being willing to accept that. And then, this is just an example of how a lot of time, like, age doesn't necessarily determine maturity level. I've met, Grande's, about to turn 32. I've met a lot of other people who are like in their 30s or older than me who act like children. Or like sometimes there's, there's been young people I've met that have had to go through a lot and had to grow a lot in character or at a younger age, and they end up being a lot more mature than all these older people. So, it's important not to judge and try to just silence someone because of their age too.
Responsibility and leadership are key, which is what Nicholas is saying.
Yeah.
Very true.
I used to be super immature, not gonna lie, but you have learned a lot and have come a long way, which is awesome. It's growth, man. That's
Exactly.
growth, and
Like
that's good.
you can say that, you can admit that, and it's like, hey, at least he's saying something.
Exactly.
Thank you, Nicholas, because like I'm the same way. I had my immaturities. Nicholas, I kicked you from my Discord server because of your connection with Grande and Ballo. That's the reason why I kicked you, because I didn't feel comfortable. Now all of this happened, and I hope there's no bad blood between us. I'm sorry, and I hope you realize I am sorry. And because this is like a whole huge mess. I am actually sorry, and I've apologized to so many people because of this, including Cam, Rod, external, etc. And he understands. Thank God. Okay, cool.
Yeah, for sure. I'm glad that you guys are able to
Nicholas, I
sort
hope
this
we
out.
can be friends again.
Yeah, I'm glad that everyone's getting along here. That makes me really happy. But yeah, Nor, thanks for sharing.
And who knew drama could unify us?
Yeah, I know, straight up. It kind of has a weird, interesting unifying factor. I've heard a study, like scientifically, that people develop like relationships the most and feel the most emotionally close to each other when they go through some sort of an emotionally trying experience.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I think that kind of explains a little bit. When there's drama, people talk more and then relationships are formed. So, but nevertheless, I think it's cool.
Call out homophobia or draw 25.
Oh my gosh, I've seen that meme.
I love it.
That's funny. All right, well, thanks, Noah. I appreciate you being here, and hope everything gets better with you. And I'll be in contact with you soon, and we'll definitely work on more stuff together.
Same here, dude. I'm really glad that I was here. And I don't know if you saw, but Cam did say in the chat that he was ready for a quick DM call.
Oh, shoot. Okay. Yeah, Cam.
But yeah.
Cam could join here. I guess you're done with everything that you want to say, so I could just go ahead and call Cam now.
Yeah, I'm done. Thank you for having me here.
For sure. All right, talk to you later, man. Bye.
Bye, chat. Love y'all.
All right. Cam said... Wait, where did Cam say that? I mean, I'll try calling him and see what happens. I'm not seeing Cam in the live chat. Did Cam actually say that he wanted to call? I'm not seeing the message. Also, hi, Maddie Kirby. Good to see you guys. I'll try calling Cam. Let's see if he answers. He said to check DMs. Oh, he said, so I don't know when I'll be home. I get off at 8 p.m. Eastern time, so hopefully you'll still be live. Because I also would want to call. Oh. I don't think... Wait, what time is it right now? 4. So it's 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh my goodness. He's going to be off in like 10... I'm going to ask if he can call right after work. Can you call in like... Call like right after work? I'm just going to ask him if he could just... Yeah, 10 minutes out from when he could talk. You can hop on for... Oh, perfect. Okay, that actually works perfect, Nick. Because that gives Cam a little bit of time. you could talk a little bit as well. I'm curious, like, if you have any updated thoughts, because I know you pretty much said everything that you wanted to say in your original video that you made, but if you got anything, like, based on what you've heard in the stream, what I've said, what Nora's said, any personal opinions that you have, we'd be happy to hear them out. Hello?
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
Awesome. Yeah, honestly, Novice, I just want to say great stream. I was kind of lurking throughout it a lot. I was like, I was lurking a little bit, but honestly, I know I've said this before, but I really want to say thank you for all the hard work that you've done with this, because I know that you've done a great job covering this and giving, honestly, I think it's a very fair coverage. You're not being, I guess, unfair to either side, at least in my view, and you've done a great job. So I just want to say thank you. Also, hello to everyone in chat, by the way. I see you guys. Hello. Hope you're having a great Monday today.
Thank you so much, Nick. Thank you. I appreciate that, because, like, I try. Sometimes, no one's perfect. I could be biased. Like, sometimes I want to, like, dip into, like really hardcore trolling, and, maybe if, like, I don't like someone, it could be tempting to kind of, like, harass or send like a really crude joke their way. I don't think I've done that, but it can be tempting to do that. So I appreciate that. It's recognized that I have been trying to be as unbiased as possible. Obviously, I do have a clear bias here. That's not hard to tell, but I've tried as much as possible to leave the door open for other opinions, leave the door open for Grande, leave the door open for Ballomatic, which not a lot of like people who cover drama or like big drama YouTubers do. A lot of people just care about like, oh, let's shit on this big creator and then I'm gonna get the clicks, But I have made a big effort to do that, so I'm thanks for recognizing that. Yeah,
exactly. And honestly, yeah, I mean, we all do have a bias. I mean, we're on our own side. I mean, we're not gonna not admit that. But what's always good, and I've told this to multiple people who have just like been asking me for advice on this stuff, is that you should always stick to the facts whenever you're going to call someone out. Don't get into speculation about Grande's relationship. Like, that's its own separate thing. Like, I'm never going to get involved. Like, is it true that she broke up? Like, I'm not going to even touch that stuff, because it's like, yeah, you don't want to get into the rumors and be like, oh, well, I'm going to start throwing out like speculation and stuff. I mean, I have my thoughts, I have some things that I think are going on, but I would never put in like a call out video like, oh, I think this. It's like, no, here's what happened. Here's stuff to back it up. Boom. And that's that. And the one point that I did want to make on here is so many times like how we've tried to reach out to Ballo, Grande, PurplePh0enix, and say like, hey, if you want to come on here and clear your name, we can talk this out. I mean, I've even thrown out the offer on my channel. I literally said I'd take them, like all three of them versus just me alone. Like, I'd invite them onto my channel. We'd have a discussion and, we'd talk things out. I said I'd be willing to do that. I mean, you've thrown that offer out there multiple times saying like, hey, if you want to come on here, clear your name, you're more than welcome to do that. They're continuing
and I've gone out of my way to try to connect with them too, like even trying to if you remember last stream, like talking to Ballomatic through one of his viewers on Discord. Like they were saying, I was sending messages to them, they were sending messages to Ballo, then they were taking messages from
the spokesperson. I remember that.
And then sending it back to me, and I'm just like, why can't he just talk to me through Discord himself? He has an account. I mean, can't we just talk directly, please?
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, I know there have been a few people who are still saying like, oh, well, like, Ballo's going to apologize. And hey, as much as I would love like the good ending where we all like where Ballo learns from his mistakes and they all learn and, they apologize, do the right thing. And hey, we're all friends again. I would love that. That would be great. But it's like, wouldn't that have been the perfect time to apologize? Like, send through the spokesperson, be like, hey, I've really messed up. Like, I did not ever mean for this to go this far. Like, I need to fix this right away.
I mean,
and please talk to me now. It's like,
I don't remember everything that was said, but I remember like the gist that I remember getting from it is he was just very mad, and he just basically said, I wish you guys would take down your stupid videos. That was pretty much
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. He was just like, "Oh, take down your stupid videos."
You know what it felt
And
like?
he's like,
It felt
"Oh,
like I was like
what?"
talking through like another viewer. It felt like I was trying to like connect with like a spirit in the astral plane. I was trying to connect with like this. I
see
was like,
that.
please
I can
connect,
see that.
connect me to Ballomatic. You're trying to tell me something. What is this message from the
Oh my
great
God,
beyond?
yeah.
It's just like, delete your
Yeah,
stupid
it's
videos.
like-
Delete your stupid video.
And it's like and all of them kept complaining because this is their one little, I guess, argument that they're trying to ride all the way home is that, oh, you guys never came to the source. Like, you guys never talked to us. We tried. Like, I mean, how many times have we invited you to talk? And I guess you could say technically, like, we did go to the source. We went to one of the people who was harassed, aka Maddie Omega, and like we talked to her about her experiences with like what happened. It's like, couldn't you say that is going to the source in a way? Because like we went to the victim or one of the victims, and then it's like when we try to reach out to you, you continue to reject our invitations to like clear your name and stuff and come on stream and talk about it. Like with me, like, I mean, I don't care. Like I'll come up here and I'll talk about it. I mean, as much as I want the situation to end, I'm willing to talk about it and come up here and give my thoughts. You know, I'm not afraid to do that. Like I mean, we're just chilling, having a good time, and I'm just saying my thoughts. Like I have no fear of saying that. Like, why is Grande and the rest of them, Ballo, PurplePh0enix, why are they so afraid to talk about it? And I know I said this earlier in the chat, like their behavior is giving Tiananmen Square vibes. With like trying to make people, like they're trying to erase it off of their platform and make sure nobody finds out it ever happened. It's like they're not wanting
Which
to
is
own
ironic
it, they're not wanting
because
to apologize.
If they really wanted to do that, they just delete the original stream, but it's still up there. So it's just like, what are you doing?
Oh, it's still up there. Yeah.
Yeah, it's still there.
Honestly, I'm surprised it wasn't deleted.
I'm surprised too.
I really thought it was going to be deleted. Yeah, and it's like
maybe he can't
essentially
find it.
Now what I can tell is their game plan is they want to pretend like it never happened. You know, Grande comes back like nothing happened. You know, Savannah never says anything on her channel. Ballo is not bringing it up. I actually do know, I was actually in contact with one of his viewers who was also aware of the situation, and they were obviously upset about what happened too. And I was actually there when he went into his stream because he did go in and he said something like you need to apologize. And at first he says, I don't know what you're talking about. Then he says, let's not bring up drama. Then he brings up Maddie's. Then the viewer in question, the viewer brings up Maddie's name, and then that's a ban. He got banned from the chat.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, I mean, you went into a stream. I mean, I know, like me. I mean, it is a stream. I guess you don't want to disrupt the stream. I guess I could understand that, but like a ban, I don't know. That just seems a little bit extreme to me.
Yeah, I mean, I can see if like he, streamer streaming tells viewer don't do that in chat, viewer still does it, and then ban. I mean, maybe I'd give him like another warning. But then they bring up Maddie.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I could see that a little bit, but like
from that perspective. But no, I mean, of course, I agree with the criticism, and I think he should address it. But yeah, I could see why he would ban that person in his live chat.
And then there was another viewer I know I was talking about who went to Savannah's video and left a comment there because deleted, it was like obviously Savannah's. Yeah, it got deleted because obviously Savannah's Discord is like locked down, like you cannot contact her no matter how hard you try. And he's like, this is the only way I can do this, right?
And then
like, this is the only way.
Grande and Ballomatic just don't have Discord servers anymore, straight up.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, maybe again, this is more speculation. Maybe Ballo has another server that is invite only, because that's what I was thinking about what he was gonna do, like where it's just invite only, where it's only like his loyalists that get in. Because I did know somebody who was in the server and they were like telling me stuff like, okay, like, and that's how I figured out like the server was on lockdown and stuff. Mm-hmm. And I think Ballo saw that, and I think he knew that like maybe he thought like I was in there, like, some of us were still in there, and he's like, oh shoot, I gotta shut this down.
Oh, that's what I was thinking too.
Deleted the server. Yeah,
I was thinking he
'Cause
deleted it because he
like,
can't control the narrative anymore because there's people in here.
Yeah, I know, I know he and Savannah also banned me off their channels, which I assume was because they're afraid of me going in there and being like, yeah, these guys did horrible things.
Well, you know what I'm
so on
wondering?
and so
I mean,
forth.
I'm shocked that both Hunter and Savannah never banned me on their channels. I mean, who knows? Maybe I'm banned now. Maybe I'm banned now. I don't know.
Yeah, honestly, I'd check, but I mean, yeah, like I said, I think they banned me just because they were afraid. And again, I'm not some troll. I'm not some, just a regular viewer who pops in like, I'm Nicholas Fernero. I have, I think a lot of people know who I am.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of people who know who I am. Like, I think it's safe to say that like I'm a much more credible source than just like, a typical viewer, like, because I was a former mod for Ballomatic for a while. I was mod for Grande for a little bit. So, I got access to, all their stuff. And it's like, it's not like I'm just some viewer. I know them in and out. And it's like, if I'm going out there saying all this stuff with like evidence, what I believe that like Ballo and Savannah were deadly afraid of is that I give their viewers credible evidence, and the viewers, they're like, yeah, this is real. This is coming from a credible source, and we don't want to support you anymore, because that would just cause an implosion.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Big and Fern, like, yeah, like you said, they claimed it was just trolls. Like, yeah, it's like they say, oh, it's just a troll, or everyone who comes in is just a troll. It's like, well, we're all these credible sources. We're not trolls. I mean, Novice, you're not a troll. Noir, you're not a troll. I mean, anybody in chat here is not a troll. We have valid criticisms. And that's why I always say, like, stick to the facts. Because if you go around and, just
and even if we were trolls, Nick, even
and
if I was a troll, they see like I made memes in my videos and everything like that. Oh, Novice is
yeah,
a troll.
I mean, which big whoop. I mean,
yeah, big whoop. I'm a troll. Can trolls make good points? Yeah, they can. So what's your point?
Yeah, and honestly, and I'll say this. I mean, even if it was a troll, they kind of set themselves up for that.
Yeah,
it's like, don't give the trolls something for them to feed on. Like, for example, when I get a troll in my chat, most of the time I ignore it. Or like sometimes I'll just laugh at it if I think it's like, wow.
Oh, totally, stupid. Yeah. Like I engage with it a little bit.
Something, yeah. I had a troll who came in one time like saying stuff that was like very relevant to the Ballo situation. I just started laughing at them on stream, and then they went away.
Oh yeah,
because it's like I guess that they didn't like that. I mean, I have my theories to who it was, but I mean it was just funny to see. But yeah, it's only trolling when they don't make a valid point. Exactly. Like if they were just going around saying, oh, Ballomatic bad, Grande bad, like just like crapping on them and like saying like stupid things in the chat. It's like, yeah, that would be a troll. But it's like if we come out and say like, oh, we have valid criticisms and we have evidence to back this up, like that's criticism and that's not harassment of any sort. And it's like, I still remembered one of Grande's former mods. I don't know how long they were a mod for, or I just know I do believe they were a mod at some point, and I know this is also a Grande loyalist. They threatened to take my video down and like take my entire channel down because I used clips of Grande's stream and Ballo stream in my video.
Where's that person on my video? I want them to say.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what I said? I mean, I didn't respond to them directly, but indirectly, I said try it. I said try it because it's like that. You can do that. That's copy fraud. Yeah, because the clips I used fall under fair use, which allows me to use other people's content to critique it and analyze it, or if I want to make a parody of it, that's all fair game. Now, if I just took Grande's video and re-uploaded it on my channel, yeah, I mean they could claim that, but like, yeah, exactly, fair use. That falls under fair use, and they were like threatening to like ruin my career. And I think yours. I think they like mentioned you as well. I mean, they didn't name names, but like they implied that anybody who made a video, like, oh, your channels are at risk, and we're gonna take your videos down. It's like I just said try it because. Yeah, I mean, you're not gonna win. That's copy fraud. That would be the easiest lawsuit of all time.
I mean, it's just basic fear mongering. It's fear mongering.
Yeah, and again, what they want to do is scare me and scare you into silence. They want us to be scared, be like, oh shoot, we don't want our channels taken down. We put so much work,
and they think it'll work.
They want to control the narrative.
We've been around the block. We know how fair use works. We know how copyright works. We've been around the block a few times.
I've dealt with it so many times. I've never had a problem with it. I always make sure I'm very careful with that stuff. And yeah, I've never had a problem. And it's like, if they want the videos taken down, do the right thing. If we made a truce with Ballo, Savannah, and Grande, I'd take my video down. I wouldn't want to keep, calling them out if they did the right thing. I'd make a statement on the channel. I'd be like, hey, we made amends. They admitted wrongdoing. And yeah, we're all good now. And I'd take down the video. I wouldn't want to keep a video up if they actually are making amends and growing.
And where it stands,
I don't know if that's going to happen, but
where it stands, it's good that these videos are up there because they haven't grown, they haven't changed or anything like that. When people search their names on YouTube, the top video results are these videos
and
about
I've looked at my analytics.
Warning people about them, so people have like this disclaimer. It's a good disclaimer before they decide to watch these channels of what they're about and what they've supported in the past. I looked on Google and, I went to Google Images as well as the regular Google results. Like my video, when you search the Grande Gamer on Google, it's like the top 3 results and then it's like one of the top images.
Exactly. It's kind of like a warning saying, be wary of these people. It's like, I looked at my analytics. I remember I changed my title eventually after, because it was originally, I think, it was like, here's what really happened. And then I changed the title to have all their names in it, which that way, whenever their names get searched up, like if they look up, like for example, Ballomatic, it was like half my search traffic, which was like, I think 20 or 30% of the video, like my video comes up and a lot of people I've gotten in the comments are like, yeah, I just found this guy and, I didn't know he did all this stuff. And I think that's another thing that they're deadly afraid of is that like our videos are still up there and that like any new potential traffic they get, which based on what I've seen, their channels are not doing as well as they used to do. Mm-hmm. Any little traffic they're going to get has a very high chance of seeing our videos, and when they see it's like 10 videos from all these people,
absolutely,
they're gonna be like, yeah, I don't want to deal with this guy because clearly he's gotten himself into some trouble and he's not. Yeah, they're like,
they find a new creator and they're really into Ballomatic content, and then they look up Ballomatic or they look up the Grande Gamer, and they're just like, oh, I found this new creator, I want to watch it more, so I'm gonna look it up, see the video. Good warning. And it's good.
Yeah, they don't want to deal with that, especially if they're LGBTQ+. I mean, if you're LGBTQ+, I would say do not go to their channels because you're not safe there. You're not protected there. And and also exactly. I have checked occasionally to like check their sub growth, and it's like, even if they're growing, and I know I mentioned this in your comment, as in a comment on your video, Novice, even if they're like growing now, like albeit it's a lot slower, but even if they're growing now, more people are going to start digging the more that they try to sit on this and hide it and try to pretend like it didn't happen. And I do know that there is one bigger creator. I won't say his name, but I know that he has I think 160K or something like that. Let me actually check on YouTube. Yeah. Okay. Actually, scratch that. He has 185K on YouTube now.
Okay.
He made a short with PurplePh0enix in it.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about now.
Yeah. And somebody went into there, or actually it was a lot of people that went into his server and were like, "Hey, this person's not good. Like you should check this out." And it was like from what I saw, it was like I remember I was sent a screenshot of his Discord server. He made a whole announcement calling her out and indirectly Ballo and Savannah saying I don't support what they're doing.
Yeah.
Do you think that's gonna spread? I mean, that he's gonna tell people don't work with this person.
Oh, totally.
It's already hit somebody in the 100K plus range.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's gonna spread. That is definitely gonna spread. And it's that's gonna hinder any potential collabs with Savannah or Ballo or Grande. It's you're killing your career. The more you sit on this, the more you're killing your careers. I mean, it's you might have some slight growth now and you might have your loyalists supporting you, but it's that's probably the furthest you're going to get.
Yeah. I mean,
because
this is
now
all your potential... bar them from, if they, have a breakthrough video or breakthrough stream that gets 1 million views, it's gonna bar
Yeah.
them. It's gonna bar them from breaking into the mainstream because all these new viewers are gonna see this stuff and then they're gonna voice it in their live chat. The pressure's gonna constantly be there. It's always gonna be there now.
Yeah,
It's gonna be
it's a horrible long-term plan.
Yeah, it's gonna be like
To sit on it.
this leash constantly around their neck that they can't escape.
They can't shake it. I mean, they can't shake it off because it's like it's always going to be there. If their long-term plan is to sit on this and try to hide it from everyone, I mean, all I can say is that is probably the worst long-term plan you can have going forward because you're going to have people digging. You're going to have people asking you questions on stream. You're going to have people in your if they make another Discord server, they're going to have people asking there on your comments and stuff. It's always going to be something that's circulating. Like, I do think that people are going to always talk about the situation. I mean, it might change, but they're never going to be able to get rid of this. And that's why I say I'll get to this point as well. Mm-hmm. These are the three options that and you can let me know if you agree or disagree with this, but
okay,
these are my three options that I think is the best thing for them to do. It's kind of what you said, but it's my own take. Because I remembered I originally said in my video that they should quit YouTube and stuff. And it's like, some people might have said that's a little extreme. I mean, I guess I could see that. I mean, now knowing what we've said, you can make an argument for that. I'll say it's in there, but you can make an argument for being extreme, I'll say. But here are my three things that they could do going forward if they really want this to end. Option number 1, admit you messed up, apologize to the victims, and do better. Learn from this mistake, do better going forwards, and make sure that something like this never happens again. Option number 2, you could pull a Stephen Wolf Gaming. Own your beliefs. Make a post, make a video saying, yeah, we do not want to protect LGBTQ plus people here. That way people know going into Ball's channel, Savannah's channel, Ryan's channel, that they are not safe there. That, clearly they don't uphold, protecting everybody, and stop being fake about all the positivity. Don't say, oh, we love and support everybody, but then, you don't. So we have own up, apologize. We have own your beliefs and don't try to hide it. Say, yeah, we don't support this. And, we think it's okay to harass and stuff and all that. And then option number 3, if that's too hard for you, quit YouTube. My argument still stands. I mean, if that's too hard for you to decide upon, if you can't determine like whether you want to own your beliefs or apologize and do better, because I mean that's really the only two choices you have. If you can't, YouTube's not for you. You're not cut for it. And I don't like telling people that. I always say I've helped a lot of people out with YouTube. I give them
me too.
help with, like views, engagement, like quality, like thumbnails, editing. I never like to tell people that they're not cut for YouTube. But if this little thing, I mean, I guess it's not really a little thing, but it's like if this decision is too difficult for you to make, you're not cut for it. I'll say that right here, and I will own that. I mean, you're not cut for it. If you can't make that decision, then you shouldn't be doing YouTube, because I've had to make a lot of decisions like this in my career, and I'm sure you have too, where it's like tough decisions. They're not easy to make. It's not an easy decision, but it's something that we have to do.
Yes,
is make these decisions. If you can't do this, if you can't, either protect people or at the bare minimum own your beliefs, you shouldn't be doing YouTube. I'm sorry, but you shouldn't.
I agree with you.
I mean,
I agree with you, and I agree with the options that you gave. I will say that the only option that I like is, of course, them owning up and apologizing and everything like that.
That would be the best case scenario.
That best wishful thinking. I don't like the idea of them quitting YouTube. I would much rather them improve themselves and actually be like good creators that support people and support the community and keep making their fun Nintendo content. I'd love that. And also, I wouldn't owning up to their beliefs would be better than what they're doing right now. But at the same time, I don't like openly homophobic people just constantly parading around YouTube.
Yeah, I don't like that either.
I mean, I respect their freedom to make the content that they make and freedom of speech. That's something personally important to me.
Yeah, I mean, you can say what you want, but at the same time, you're going to have social consequences. Like,
Oh,
if they do end up
absolutely.
doing that, if they own it, I'm still not going to support them.
Yeah,
I'll
me
be like,
too.
hey,
I mean,
at least
I
you
wouldn't
owned
like
it.
it. I think it's, I believe in their ability to express themselves and express their opinions and beliefs and things like that. Totally, but I'm not going to support them. I'm gonna, if I say anything
Yeah,
about
I
them,
wouldn't
it's gonna be
support
bad
them.
stuff.
Yeah.
I'm gonna steer people away from them. Yeah, people are accountable to the things
Yeah,
that
like
they
for
put
example,
out
like
there on the internet.
we don't support Stephen Wolf Gaming because he said a lot of bad things. But it's like I do respect him a little bit more than Ballo and his crew because at least he says, yeah, I own this. And he's like, I'm not afraid to admit it. Like, yeah, I don't support him at all. I don't think
Yeah.
anybody should. But
Yeah, totally.
I have a little bit more respect because at least he's upfront and honest with his viewers. So that way they know, hey, this guy supports all these crazy things. I shouldn't support him.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But yeah, anyways, that's just my 2 cents, honestly. I mean,
That's a good point.
I hope for the best, but unfortunately, I mean, if you ask me, I just don't see it. I just really don't because
I don't either. I hope they would prove me wrong, but I don't either.
Cover it up. Yeah.
Yeah. But
anyways, I think Cam wanted to come on here. That's all I really
did.
have to say. I mean,
Cam just came home,
Yeah.
and I was gonna go ahead and give him a call. But thanks for your 2 cents and reiterating that point.
Yeah, thank you for
putting
letting
it
me
into
come on up
context.
here, Novice, and letting me say my thoughts again. Thank you all in chat as well for who decided to come to Novice's stream today to show support. And just know that if you're here and you're promoting real kindness, you're a good person. Have a good one, everybody. I'll see y'all later.
All right, see you later, Nick. Bye. And oh my gosh, Super Live Gaming, thank you for the $10 donation. That's crazy. I really appreciate that. I'll read your comment right now. Let's see, what'd you say? Regarding accountability, remember to look at things objectively and state only the facts. As long as you don't speculate or focus on rumors, you'll be fine. Based. Absolutely based. I appreciate that comment. And I totally agree with you, Super Live Gaming. Thank you so much for the super chat. That means a lot to me. W's in the chat for Super Live Gaming. All right, and the last person who wanted to speak on here is as CamDog, and I read his statement earlier just in case he wasn't able to speak. I wasn't sure if I was going to be streaming still by the time that he got off work, but thankfully he did get home now and he's off of work, so I'll go ahead and let him speak his mind. Yep, W's in the chat for Super Live Gaming. I appreciate that. I think that just put me over the edge for my next cash out from YouTube, my $100 check, because you have to get $100 before YouTube sends you a new check. So I'm grateful I'm getting that $100 check now from YouTube. So you were the one that was able to make that happen, Super Live Gaming. So thank you so much. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and call Cam now. And yeah, good points from Nick. Those 3 options made total sense to me. They were totally reasonable. And it's kind of basically, it sums up the gist of the terms that we've been laying out for these creators. And we're going to keep these videos up here. And, we would probably reconvene and we would consider taking them down if they did actually, if we did actually see a change, which we see absolutely no signs of, unfortunately. But let's go ahead and get some of Cam's thoughts, and then we'll probably close it out. I don't think there's anyone else that really wanted to say anything. People's chat messages have been going up there. I've responded to some of them, but yeah, Cam, and then I'll do some small little closing remarks, and then I will lay this whole thing to rest for the foreseeable future, and I'll be focusing on Mario Kart World, which is what I really want to focus on and talk about. I really do, guys. My next videos and when the game comes out, all my content's going to be Mario Kart World once it comes out, trust. I'm so excited for that. But anyway, CamDog, everyone. I'm going to call him right now. You'll go after CamDog? Let me see here.
Sorry about that. I just had to, get some stuff done from work, but oh my gosh.
What's up, Cam? I hope you had a good shift. How was your shift?
Stressful. I had a ton of things in my hands. Yeah.
What's the nature of what is the nature of what you do for work? Obviously, you don't have to share your job or anything, but what kind of work do you do?
I don't mind. I'm a cashier. I do cleaning the floors,
Okay.
Sometimes I stock, but
so kind of similar to what I do. Because I work for In-N-Out, So I'm working the cashier. I'm cleaning up stuff. I'm moving stuff around. So we do something slightly similar.
Oh, yo, nice.
Yeah, man. Well, I'm glad that you're done with that stressful shift, and thanks for speaking up. I shared your message that you sent me on chat earlier, but yeah, if you have anything else to share, the floor is yours, man.
Sure thing. So back when I thought, or when I looked up to Grande, I was hoping I can get a collab with him until he decided to agree with Ballomatic with his harshful words against the LGBTQ people, and people are saying that I'm loud.
Oh, is he really loud?
Yeah,
Wait,
let me move my mic away.
Oh wait, hold on. I could just
Problem.
I could turn your volume down. I just turned your volume down a little bit. Okay, you should be a lot better now.
Okay. So I was saying I was thinking about doing a collab with Grande until he decided to agree with Ballomatic. I'm just kind of glad that I don't ever want to plan to do a collab with him ever again,
For sure.
because I just don't like his agreement with Ballomatic. It's really disgusting, because
Yeah, man.
Ballomatic has hurt people in the LGBTQ, and Grande has been silent. He's joining the silent club with Ballo and Purple. And Grande, if you're hearing this right now, you have to drop this positivity act. It's been going on for days. It needs to stop. You need to own up, making a better apology. Literally stop. Just stop. It's time to stop.
I agree.
No more of the positivity act. And plus, besides, you got to stop with every positive words that you say on everybody's Discord server. Like, it's literally fake. You got to stop being fake.
Yeah, totally. I mean, we want a real person. We don't want just like an automated positive message machine. Like, we come to YouTube to watch real people who share real stuff and a real personality, and like we actually feel like we could connect to. So the whole positivity thing, it's not really doing anything for him.
Right. And also, whenever Ballo, ever since I kept looking back to that one stream from Ballo when he was hurting Maddie's feelings, I thought I was going to lose Maddie. I thought I was going to lose her, because she said she wanted to put herself in harm, and I felt really, really bad for her.
Yeah.
And Grande is blind that he doesn't even see it.
I know. He just overlooks all of it, which is really sad. And that kind of goes back to, I know you weren't here in the stream earlier, but I was looking at a Little Ball of Fun, or Ashley's unlisted video a little bit of how...
I saw that.
Okay, you saw that.
Mm-hmm.
Of how like they had that falling out and everything.
They did.
And it just reminded me of how he was so willing to just overlook, people being harassed in his own community, and Ashley had to just go so out of her way to get him to do any, like the smallest thing about it. So, he has like this whole positivity and encouraging people, but like I said earlier on the stream, and I made the whole point at the end of my video, positivity only gets you so far. I mean, you could be positive, you could like complete like chaos and crap could be going on around you. Could be like, oh, what a wonderful day, and someone could be getting like attacked on the street, and you're being like, oh, how you doing, stranger? Good to see ya. Have a good day today, and like not do anything about it when they're obviously not having a good day. I mean, positivity only gets you so far. I think having a positive attitude is good, but you need to have morals, and you need to know how to take things seriously and how to address things too, along with that positivity.
Right. And when you're as I heard this from Nicholas's video so many times, when you're a content creator and you signed up to be a content creator from any which platform, you sign up to be a leader and a role model. And
Absolutely.
plus, if you're really their friend or not, you better call them out, because you better be standing up for the person who is being treated poorly, poorly mistreated, because this is wrong what they're doing. I'm pretty sure this is not okay.
Oh, it's really not.
They do not deserve to be treated poorly.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And
And I appreciate that you acknowledge that, Cam, and that your community is one that people can feel safe and loved and valued in. I appreciate that, and I appreciate that I know you too, and I know that you're a creator that I want to work with, and I'm happy to call my friend too.
Exactly. Same thing goes to you.
Thanks, man. Was there
no problem?
Was there anything else that you wanted to say, or does that pretty much sum up like all the feelings and thoughts you had about the situation?
There is things I'm going to say, which, Grande, please look at the LGBTQ about what's going on. Why are they hurt? It's because of your two friends, Ballo and Purple. These people from the LGBTQ do not deserve to be hatred or hurt. And here's the thing. The Bible still says treat with everybody equal respect, whether they're Christian or LGBTQ member.
Yeah.
Treat those people that they deserve to be treated.
100%
And I've
agree.
said this before.
Yeah.
Right. I've said it before. I'll say it again. I have a grandmother who's religious, and one of my cousins is trans. In the books of my family, we all love each other who we are. That's it.
That's a beautiful thing, man. It's a beautiful thing when people can come together and be different, but still just accept each other and be able to love each other and meet each other halfway, despite that. And I'm happy. I'm happy to hear about that about you and your family. That's really awesome.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right.
I did watch Prayers for Bobby, and I did learn.
Yeah, let me bring that up again. I've even thought of doing like a watch party or something like that on my Discord server at one point. I just haven't gotten around to it. But I brought that up on my Ballomatic stream as well. There's a movie called Prayers for Bobby that talks about the kind of like the difficulties that gay people experience growing up in conservative churches. And of course it's relevant because Ballomatic uses the Bible to justify his homophobia. And in the video, the movie, I'm not gonna spoil it. I mean, I think I spoiled it last time, but I recommend, and it's based on a true story too, something that actually happened, but it's a moving movie. And if anyone's on the fence about their opinions on LGBTQ or all this stuff, and they have a religious background, I highly recommend educating yourself, watching the movie Prayers for Bobby. At the very least, it brings perspective, and it makes you think about things that you wouldn't have thought of otherwise. So I'm glad you're able to watch the movie, Cam. That's actually that makes me really happy that you watched it. I know some other people watched it too, or telling me.
Right. It almost made me cry. So
yeah, it was a really moving movie. All right, man. Well,
but yeah.
I hope you have
Thank you so much.
I hope you have a relaxing evening after having such a shift and everything like that, and you have a good rest tonight, Cam. And I appreciate you making time for this, despite already like coming home from work and tired and all that stuff. So yeah, appreciate you being here.
Yeah,
love you lots, bro. And yeah,
no problem.
All right,
and
man.
Also,
yeah,
one more thing.
Okay.
To everybody else, Novice Nation, and everyone else in their communities, God bless you all. I love you all. May the sunshines be with everyone from the community, from my heart. And don't forget, #pause forever.
Thank you, Cam. God bless you too. Love you, bro. All right.
Love you too.
Bye. Let's get another #pause for Cam. Pause for Cam or pause forever? I'll say pause forever. For Cam Dog in my chat. That was really awesome. And there was another person. There was I think one more person did want to speak in my stream. Also 39. Great to see you in my chat. That's awesome. I think there was one other creator that I saw in my chat. It was Soul Wiz Puyo. I have not talked with you in VC before. but I did see like, you have a little bit of a following on your channel and everything. So, if you're open to do a Discord call, yes, that would be you. I'd be happy to open that call. If you're in my server, like you could send me a friend request through my server, or maybe you already sent me a friend request. I'm not sure. Or give me like your Discord name. If you sent me a friend request, let me know, and then I'll go ahead and set up that call. And tell me your Discord name too. But I'm probably gonna make this one just like the last call because I am getting a little tired, and I think we pretty much covered most of what we needed to. Okay, I'm gonna try to send a request to you then. Soul Wiz Puyo. Oh, I'm already friends with... Okay, I'm sorry. I guess I was already friends with you. Maybe? Wait, this was May 12th. No. I guess we just became friends. I don't know why it said I'm already friends with you. But, yeah, we just became friends, and I'm happy to let you speak. So I'll go ahead and give you a call and let you share your thoughts. Okay, I think it's because we both sent each other friend requests, and that's why it gave me that message. Oh, you guys are already friends. Hello, hello. I've never spoken to you before. How should I address you?
You can call me either Soispuyo or Soldem because a lot of people in my community also call me Soldem because my original name was Soldem Wizard 21, so either way it's fine.
Okay, I'll just call you... Is Soul okay?
Yeah, it works too. Some people call me that too, so it works.
Quiet? Okay, I'll turn up the volume a little bit for Soul.
I'm a little quiet.
Yeah, but it's okay. I could just turn the volume up on my stream.
Alright, because everyone in my family says I'm loud, so that's actually a first.
It might just be your mic. So yeah, but that's cool. That's fine. How you doing today? What's your relationship to the situation? I'm just kind of curious. Like, how do you know like Grande, Ballo? Like, were you involved? Were you friends with them? Did you watch their streams?
The thing is, I may not be like as involved as say Nicholas, not as involved in their community as say like Nicholas or Neuer, and yes, I am one of External's viewers as well.
Oh, awesome! It's good to have you here.
So I'm not exactly like super like into the communities, but
okay,
as someone who's like trying to grow both as a channel and as a person, as well as just trying to, put myself out there as well, I did look up to all three of them. And I thought they were like all like really cool, chill, and wonderful creators in the community, and I genuinely want to try and support them any way I could. And I even shared some of their streams when they were doing like Mario Kart or whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And ever since the whole drama with the whole homophobic thing, it just sank.
Oh, I'm sure.
I'm
sure.
Genuinely upset. I was like, oh, you have got to be kidding me. They said all this? Really? Yeah. And the worst part? I know one of my friends has said it as well, but I have actually rated at least 2 of them.
Oh, wow. So you've rated them in the past. Well, I have too. I've rated both Ballomatic and Grande in the past without knowing any of this context.
I definitely know I rated Ball before, but I definitely haven't rated Grande. I think I might have rated Purple once, twice, maybe. I don't remember.
You used to rate them a lot? Yeah.
I know
I was reading the chat.
Yeah, I'm reading the chat as well.
Okay, awesome. So, what would you like to share about the situation?
Because what I'd like to share is that I have actually used to look up to them and try to see some inspiration for making content for some of the games I enjoy playing, like Mario Kart, Puyo Puyo, Tetris, Mario Maker 2, Mario Wonder.
Mm-hmm.
After, like, I got inspired by one of my closest friends right now, ATB Gamer friends, and I know, like, how upbeat, positive, cheerful, and how much of a leader he is, and I want to try to follow his example, and because of him, I actually got to know the three of them,
Yeah.
and when all the drama happened, I just felt like I was just betrayed.
Yeah.
Especially with, like, how much I love seeing their streams. Like, I love seeing, like, what they do, and the worst part is, I was actually a Ballomatic server at one point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not even kidding.
Wow. Yeah. I was in a server for a little bit too, but not too long. But yeah, no, I mean, as a loyal viewer, I'm sure it was very disappointing for you, all this stuff, and it feels like a betrayal. And I'm sure you're not alone in feeling that way. I'm sure a lot of people who are calling Ballomatic out used to be his friends. So you as a viewer, I'm sure, yeah, you do feel very much betrayed. And I'm sure, like, you probably feel like grateful that this information was shared, though, at the same time.
I am, and believe it or not, I was actually one of the people who watched Nicholas's video about this whole drama situation, and I even left my own comment about the whole situation as well.
Oh, gotcha.
Like, that's how much it has impacted me.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm actually trying to help one of my friends try to disconnect from the whole Purple Grande group community.
That's good. It's good that you're spreading the message.
I want to try to do what I can to help out.
I appreciate that, and I'm glad that we have you here with us, Soul, supporting people in the LGBTQ community and standing up for what's right. I commend and I really appreciate you for doing that, and that's more leadership than I've seen from any of those streamers. So I commend you for that, and I appreciate that.
Thank you, and I'm gonna be upfront. I definitely know I had moments where it's like I have lost control of my behavior in terms of sportsmanship, and this is coming from someone who does Special Olympics, in which part of doing competitions is showing, like, positivity, and while also making sure that, like, everyone is feeling safe.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
behavior is a major part of it. And
Yep.
anytime, like, I stepped out, I was like, I would immediately apologize and admit my fault for what I have done, and I would just do it right away, whether it's on YouTube chats or on DMs. Whatever I had to do.
Absolutely.
If I had to make a community post about it, so be it. That's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's good that, more viewers and more people, more creators and channels, like, make a community post or a little statement about their feelings about Ballomatic and Grande. I think that's really good. I think it's good for more people to speak up. Yeah. So thank you. Thank you for that. And thanks for taking the time to do all of that and, to join my stream and to talk about your experience and, talk about, like, some of the steps that you've taken as a viewer of these people in light of hearing about all this stuff. And I liked what you said, because you said it's important to have positivity, but you said it's also important to make sure that everyone is safe and everyone is, like, okay at the same time. You can't just have positivity. You have to have the other as well.
You're welcome, and believe it or not, that's actually what happened in one of the hockey teams I played for. Like, there was an actual situation. Oh, not necessarily about, like, the homophobic, but, like, there was a situation in which there was, like, embezzlement that was going on with one of the hockey teams I played for. And after evaluating everything that's been going on, I had decided for my best interest to step out of the team altogether, and I stopped playing for that team ever since.
That's good. That's good. You're standing up for what's right, which, not a lot of people do, especially when it's something that they really care about, or, there's money involved, or there's, like, self-interest involved. Not a lot of people, especially people who are like really successful in the world, are willing to stand up for their values and morals like that. So I think that's an amazing quality, and I don't think you should ever let go of that.
Thank you. I really do appreciate it.
Yeah, of course.
Novice? Is that how I say it?
Yeah, Novice, you got it.
Thank you. I just want to
And you know,
Thank you.
I also want to let you know that you're welcome in my community. You're welcome in my streams. And the moment that anything you feel is like off or wrong with like someone in my community or anywhere here, or I'm sure like a lot of my other fellow content creators, Nicholas or Nor, I'm sure they all feel the same way. Let us know, and we'd be more than happy to address it. And you know, make sure that you feel safe and seen in the community, and that everyone else feels that way as well. So I want to give you that assurance.
Thank you. I really do appreciate it. And especially with what I have learned during my time at work, with all the trainings I have done, especially with like the microaggressions, the micro behaviors, making sure that everybody, regardless if they are trans, bi, gay, homosexual, or even just those on having some kind of disability, whether it's bipolar, autism, PTSD, dyslexia, everyone's welcome.
Absolutely.
And just seeing what both we have done, I generally feel a little nervous what happened if I just come straight up and just say that I'm on the spectrum. Like, what happened? I'm too scared.
Yeah.
That's why I just left.
Yeah, no, I get you. It makes it like when certain groups are not supported, you get a little nervous that maybe you won't be supportive either. You won't be supported either. So that totally makes sense. And it's because you understand that from your perspective that you could understand why other people would struggle when they're discriminated against too, which is really good that you're able to have that level of empathy with people.
And I always make sure to do that for everyone in my community to the best of my ability.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that, Soul. And I'm glad to have you here, and I'm glad that you joined the call.
You're welcome. And I am very happy that I got to express all of this with you and everyone in the community and in the chat. I am very grateful for it.
Yeah, man. And we're grateful for you. And I hope you have a good day. And again, thanks for sharing.
Thank you, and you have a wonderful evening. See you next time.
See you, Soul. Bye.
Peace out, everyone in the Blue Nation.
There we go. That was sweet. I appreciate it, Soul. I appreciated his perspective as a viewer and as someone who just came into the streams and, you know, learned about what had happened and took action. We love Pollo. We love Pollo. That was really sweet. So that was great. That was great, guys. We had some good conversations. We had some good chats. And, you know, I'm happy that these streams like have opened the doors for me to like have more discussions with people. Because like not only just talking about you know, these sensitive topics like with Ballomatic and Grande Gamer, I am interested in having more open dialogues.
Let me go ahead and press.
Oh, I didn't mean to accidentally put on a PurplePh0enix video. I don't even know why that was there. I was trying to put the music back on. Let me see if I could get it. Ah, there it is. No. Okay, there it is. I got the music back on. You guys should be able to hear it now. Yeah, I know, it's really funny. The PurplePh0enix video just popped up. You're gonna go now? Alright, see you later, Waylo. But yeah, I just wanted to say that not only about like this Ballomatic and Grande Gamer drama, on my channel, I like this one-on-one connection with my viewers and like these more discussion-based streams and like reacting to stuff. So even if it's like stuff happening with Nintendo or like general stuff in the gaming space, I want to do like at least like one stream a week where it's more of a discussion or thought-based stream about something going on within the community. So obviously it's not gonna always be, I'm exposing this person or I'm exposing that person. I'm just gonna have weekly kind of like check-in conversations, see how everyone's doing, and also just talk about anything relevant going on, like the Nintendo Switch 2 coming out, my experiences with the Nintendo Switch 2, and just kind of have like the opportunity to connect more on a personal level with you guys outside of trying to do a walkthrough of Paper Mario or play any other games. So I'm planning to do more of those streams. The next video that I plan on making is one where I talk about my thoughts on Mario Kart World coming out. And of course, it's going to have a lot of edits. It's going to be similar to like the edits that I put in my Ballomatic and Grande video. So you can definitely look forward to that. So it's going to be a very entertaining video. And I'm going to have a lot of strong opinions about Mario Kart World. So definitely look forward to that. I'm hopefully going to have that out within the next week or so. It's just these videos, they do take a long time to edit, but I'll be working my hardest to get that video out as soon as possible. And I want to keep having this one-on-one connection, doing the live streams too. Short streams, full-length videos, the whole shebang. That's what I'm going to be doing on the channel. And also, what's up, Ashley? Welcome back. You're excited to see it? Awesome, man. All right, and just closing thoughts. I wish the best for everyone. I thank you guys all for coming to the stream. I wish the best for Hunter, Savannah, Ryan. We have criticisms of you, but I hope you learn. And I hope you guys are even having a good day. I do hope the best, and I want to let you know that I love you, and I have no ill will towards you, and I hope that you can learn to love and accept people genuinely. Like, show care for your relationships, of your community, of your personal relationships. I think that would be good, not only for other people. I think people would appreciate that, but I think that would be healthy for yourselves as well. I think you guys would appreciate that yourselves, just being able to experience that. And also, yeah, Ash, I'm sorry to hear about all that stuff that happened with Ryan. That was really tough, and you shouldn't have had to put up with any of that. Ryan wasn't even trying to be a good friend to you, and you were trying really hard, and I really respect that, and I appreciate that. I want to let you know that I'm your friend, I'm here for you, and you have a ton more support with all the other people here. And the moment that all of you guys, this goes to all of you guys, the moment that anything is awry or anything's going weird in the community, I want to be there to address it. I don't want to be a passive creator that just lets all this stuff happen. I want to be on top of it. I want to make sure people are heard and seen and cared for in the community, and have like make it a community and not just like, oh, I'm just a face online that just I don't care about anyone in my chat or anything like that. I want to do as much on my end to just protect you guys and do best by you, because it's the least I can do with you guys supporting me in the ways that you do. Genuinely hoping that all looks up for you, and you're a wonderful person. You got this. We believe in you. Thank you so much. You guys are awesome. You guys are all part of the Novice Nation, and I want to make this the best community that I possibly can. And I'm always going to be doing my best to make it that way. No matter how small I am, no matter how many viewers I have or how little amount of viewers that I have, I love doing this. I love Nintendo. I love you, and I want to do good in the world, and that's why I do this. So, yeah, guys, that's that. And I just want to say, as always, remember, when life gives you coins, make one-ups, and I'll be streaming again soon. Friday will be my next stream. That'll be another Paper Mario 64 stream, so I'll see you guys then. That's when I'll be live next at 1 p.m. Pacific time. Good night, everyone. Good evening, good night, depending on your time zone. Y'all are great. Feel free to hit me up in DMs, hit me up in my Discord server. I'm down to talk whenever I'm available. I'm busy at times, of course, but I'm sure you guys understand that. All right. Have a good evening. Good night, everyone. And like I said, whenever life gives you coins, make one-ups. See you guys in the next one. Bye. Bye, guys. Appreciate y'all. Bye, Matthias. Bye, Ashley. Bye, Camdog. Bye, Nor. Bye, everyone. Bye. Bye.